I know I'm a little bit early. I announced that I was going to be coming on early this week due to one of the stories that I felt like I had to talk about this week, but I knew that I wouldn't have time in a regular show, especially because tonight we have such a jam packed show. We got two guests coming on. My big bro Wally McNair and my other bro J Pat. You may know him on Facebook as J Pat, um, but he'll be on here tonight. Um, the reason I had to come up here early, his name is Jason Patterson. So we'll have Jason Patterson and Wally McNair on tonight, and they'll be on to discuss the recast T'Challa thing, especially after we saw the amazing. Uh, Many of us saw the Black Panther uh, trailer that dropped this week, and how just amazing it is. Like by all accounts, everybody seems to love that trailer. And I know we have a big show because I know there's going to be a good amount of debate over the recast of T'Challa thing. So I wanted to get in early. What up, Ro? So I wanted to get in early to discuss this other topic, which I I'm trying to think of how to recap this. I mean, I could play the video for people that missed it. But let me put it up. Let me put it up. Let me put it up. Once again, ain't got the play. Oh my man! If you don't get out of here, bro, we we gonna get to that, Kevin. You know what I'm saying? I came on for the other part. I didn't know. Big Bro was getting on. What's
What's,
good, Big Bro?
what's good, man? What's good? I
Uh,
was in the middle of doing a print, and I was like, "This dude said he was getting on at 7:30. Let me see if I can jump on."
yeah, no, I was just trying to set up for what we got coming and why I came on early anyway. Um, because I know that I'm trying to think if I should play the video. I can't play the full link video. What I'll do is I put the link in there. That's what I'll do. I put the link in there for my notes. Let me send that to myself on Facebook. So what I'll do is I put the link in my notes and I put it on the screen so that you guys can go and get the full context of what happened. Um, but I had to get on here to talk about it early. It's a bishop named Bishop Whitehead, and I think he's in Brooklyn. And like I'd never heard of him until there was this news story that came out. Um, there was a news story that came out that he was live streaming Sunday. He was live streaming Sunday in his church, preaching, and he got robbed. Like they got robbed at gunpoint while he was preaching. And that was tragic. You know what I'm saying? Like it was something that was reported on. And I want to say that I'm trying to remember if that made national news, but I think it did. I think that made it to CNN. Um, and that was the story at first. That it's crazy that of course this man got robbed while he's giving a message at his church. Like that's insane. Um, but then the plot thickened because you had people that were questioning. Um, you had people that were questioning, like, be like they said that it was reported that he had $400,000 worth of jewelry. Um, they were reporting that he had $400,000 worth of jewelry and stolen. Um, while he, I didn't mean to put the whole note in there. Um, avert your eyes, Javon. don't don't look at the messenger. I'm gonna delete it in a second. I just got to grab these. Um,
Oh, you put your
yeah, I put the whole thing in there. I didn't mean to. Um,
spoiler.
I know, right? That's why I said don't look at. Dang, that's too long. I'm gonna drop the links in the chat so y'all can click on it to go look at it if you want. Um,
I didn't even
so,
watch the whole thing. Like,
oh man, that's
I
Facebook.
didn't feel it was necessary to watch the whole dude getting robbed.
Nah, no, no, no. You did the link that I sent you wasn't for that. It was the link that I sent you was for what I wanted to come on to talk about was what was his response after the fact. Dang, why is it freaking going to Facebook?
I don't understand. I mean, me personally, I'm trying to figure out why this man has so much jewelry on.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's one of the things. If y'all want the link, I'll drop it in at some point. Let me try to stay on focus, explaining what happened. So, like I said, and let me take that message out first. So he was live streaming in church, and he got robbed while he was in church
Ro trying to come
uh,
in.
online. He got robbed while he was in church. His family got laid down. All the congregation got laid down. They said it was reported that they stole over $400,000 worth of jewelry from him. Between like him. Well, we can't say it's just him and his wife, but we know they got jewelry from him and his wife. Um, we don't know if they took stuff from what up, Kenji? We don't know if they took stuff from the other congregants, but we do know it was at least $400,000. What up, Ryan? We do know it was at least $400,000 worth of things taken. So they left, and now he talked about it in another live that he saw what they left in. They left in the Mercedes. People were criticizing him, saying, why did you have on so much? Yeah, we're on YouTube. Yeah, we're on YouTube. The link should be if you just go to Fourth Wall Comics on YouTube. It'll take you straight. You'll see it streaming live. You just click on it. If you need a link, I can put it up there. Um, he said he chased them out. Well, they ran out and like they went outside and they changed clothes and they got into another car. Like he gives a long story about what had happened, which is all well and good because he had people criticizing him, and people were getting that the prosperity doctrine, and pastors they have all these nice things and all these nice clothes and all these nice cars, and that's his own conversation. Where he messed up, and that's why I'm gonna have to make sure I put the link in for later, and why I wanted to come on to talk about it later is the video that I sent to Javon and Danny this morning. I was like, look, I got to talk about this tonight. So I don't know these people that were live streaming. Another, I think it's another pastor, like two other pastors or two church folk. They were talking on IG or something like that, and the bishop saw them talking on IG and felt as though they were picking on him. Yes, he did. He felt as though they were picking on him for his family getting robbed and getting laid down and whatever. He was very upset about it. And he was going in on them. Like I'm talking about within a minute, he was calling the woman fat, calling her Biggie Big instead of Biggie Smalls. He was talking all kinds of trash about her. They were going back and forth saying they weren't picking on him, and he was like, "I watched you. What's good, Amani?" He was like, "I watched you. You know what I'm saying? I know that you said it. I was watching y'all when you said it. Whatever." And they're going back and forth, and then he gets on the guy, and he was like, he oh man, he said, when you was in my city, what I'm saying, I showed you nothing but respect. I showed you nothing but love. What I'm saying, I ain't show you nothing but respect. I did everything for you or whatever. And then you gonna talk like this, you gonna blah 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 blah. And he's going at the guy, and then the guy was like, "Look, man, I was in my city going to see my bishop. What up, J man?" He was like, "I was in the city going to see my bishop, whatever." And then the guy was like, "Nah, I showed you nothing but love, and then you do this." And he was like, and we had a conversation about the LGBT thing. You know what I'm saying? He was like, we had a conversation about that. And, you know what I'm saying? And now you trying to get at me because you came out your mouth saying you were, I ain't going to say the word, but the F word that is allotted for as a slur towards the LGBTQ community. I shouldn't need to say it. Talking about, you said you was a, again, that slur. And then, what I'm saying, like, and this is on a live now, like everybody's watching. This dude apparently has a pretty good sized congregation in Brooklyn. And he's just going in on this live stream, what I'm saying, on these people that he felt like was picking on him about him getting robbed and his family getting laid down. And it gets worse. Yes, but not that word. It starts with an F, rhymes with man.
It really don't matter what word. Why does it matter? He's probably trying to figure out the word.
We can't.
He tried real hard to get you to say it.
I'm not saying the slur, sir. I'm not going to say it.
Why are you trying to get him to say it?
Nobody wrong, bro. I'm not going to say it. But
anyway, like, could you spell it?
Yeah, he's like, can you say it slow, real slow?
Can you phonetically
Um,
say?
Abada is a savage, bro. I swear to beans, man. Um, but yeah, like it gets worse than that. It gets way worse than that. Like he goes in, bro, and it's like a 16-minute conversation of them going back and forth, and him saying, you said you had. I mean, he said you said you had somebody's nuts in your mouth. That literally happened on a live stream, man.
Wait, the preacher said that,
Yes, the bishop did. The
or
bishop said
whatever,
you
or whatever.
the bishop said you said you had somebody's nuts in your mouth. Then the pastor responded and said, I didn't say it for that reason. That's because I got molested. And then the bishop kept going. You know what I'm saying? The bishop kept going, was like, yeah, but you said you had nuts in your mouth. You ain't say nothing about that, blah, 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 blah. And they going back and forth. So then the pastor comes back and the pastor was like, you was in prison, so whose nuts you had in your mouth? And I'm like, I'm just watching this unfold, and I'm like, yo, what on earth is happening right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you took the time, and the bad part is, while he's on the stream, he's shooting it in his church. He looks like he's in his church office. Somebody comes to the door and kind of looks in on him and says something, because he stops for a second and says, "Tell her I'm all right." Um, you can. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can.
Robot go off.
Let me see if I can send her the link real quick while I'm talking. But yeah, I had to come on and say something about that, because to me, nah, this is worse than slipping on some banana peels. No. This dude had enough time to. Okay, this is the reason I had to say something about this. You're a leader in the church. We all understand that, you know what I'm saying, you're not perfect. I don't expect church leaders to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? That's not why I'm saying anything about this. We talked about last week. I can't remember the woman's name. She's a singer. What's the woman's name I was talking about last week? Because she was in church on the mic wilding out, and I had to say something about her acting stupid, because you making the church look stupid, and you making people lose members behind you being retarded. You know what I'm saying? And on the mic for no reason, unsolicited. Nobody asked you. You know what I'm saying? But you just up there acting the fool. This is worse. You the bishop of a whole church. You just got robbed and got it reported on national. Yeah, Kim Burrell. Thank you. What up, Andrew? What's up, man? You just got, put on national TV, which is the opportunity for you to reach out and do all other kinds of things. Another thing that came up in that conversation was, the bishop was trying to question this pastor, or whatever his office is, and he said something about, we do stuff in the community or something like that. So the pastor called him out and was like, all right, what are you doing in your community? How much of that money that you making, what I'm saying, you lost 400,000. He was like, how much of that money that you making, of those millions, are you putting back into your community? Where are you spending it at? You know what I'm saying? And then the dude was like, I don't care about, the bishop said on the live, I don't care about that, what you talking about. I know what I do. I've been in these streets, whatever, 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 and they going back and forth. But then when he wants to get specific, he's like, nah, this is what I did. This is what I do. And then he comes, he's like, so you open it up. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Then the bishop didn't have nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? So this whole situation, to me, the thing that's getting on my nerves is seeing leaders get themselves into these positions where you have enough time and you have enough forethought to not embarrass the church, your own church, not embarrass the church as a whole, not embarrass yourself. Don't get it twisted. Again, I am not saying that people have to be perfect, but in this situation, to overstep that far, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude was on fire about this, man. He was telling nobody, you not built like that. Again, I respect it, because that's how I would talk to him. Be like, bro, you are not built like that. If you was in my face, you would not talk like that. You know what I'm saying? I get that. That's just talking real, because dude is obviously, what I'm saying, lived a life before he became a bishop. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with that. The problem is, what's up, because the problem I have, to me, is this is 2 straight weeks that I felt compelled to have to say something about some church leader being ridiculous. That's gonna lead more people away from church and away from anything that got to do with God, because what I'm saying, you being foolish, because the representative is not you representing what God is supposed to be about is leading people away from any interest in God or Jesus at all. Because one, you already had people talking about the fact that you had $400,000 worth of jewelry on to steal in the first place. People were already talking about that on a national level. You already had to deal with that. And then you go and double down and make it worse. You knew, and he knew the fallout for it. He knew the fallout was happening, and you still go on a live. You went on a live stream to talk this trash to them when you could have easily came on the live and composed yourself or listened to whoever it was that was checking on you or whatever and said, yo, it sounds like y'all are picking on me and my family for what happened to us, and that crap's not cool. I'm not going to allow it. But at this time, you know what I'm saying, this is your space. It is what it is. I'm going to address it, but I would rather speak to you off air if we get an opportunity to do so. You could DM them, especially because you said you knew dude. He said he didn't know the chick, but there's all kinds of other ways to handle this. Like, to me, this is very similar to, you know, when the slapping thing happened, you know what I'm saying, with Will and Chris Rock, people understood where Will was coming from. There were some people that understood where Will was coming from, but felt as though he went about it the wrong way. To me, this is, I'm not gonna say it's bigger, but it depends on how you look at things. From a spiritual perspective, it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? Because you're the leader of a church with a good amount of congregation. So now on Sunday, what you gonna say? Like, how are you starting church off on Sunday now that you went on a live stream and called this man uh, a slur, uh, one of the worst slurs for that community, you know what I'm saying? Like, that I know about anyway. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for the community, but that I know about, that's a bad slur. You know what I'm saying? Call this dude that. He says it's not true. Y'all going back and forth about that. You talk about nuts in his mouth, bringing up his molestation, making him relive that on a live. You call an old girl Biggie Big instead of Biggie Smalls, and calling her all kinds of names or whatever. I get you're passionate, bro. I get that you're upset. I get it, yo. But you cannot all of a sudden decide that. Uh, look, you have to watch the video. I'm gonna see if I can hit y'all, if I can put the link in there. You have to watch the video. I could probably find it on YouTube real quick. You have to watch the video to understand what I'm saying. Oh, big my bro Ro in here. What's good, Ro? You have to watch. Yeah. You go ahead. I'm gonna look it up while you talk, because I'm sure I can find it in a second.
Yo,
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
man, I think the thing that I wanted to say about it, I agree with everything you said, right? And I went down the rabbit hole, right? I'm watching all these videos, I'm watching the lives, I saw all that, right? And at first, I was like, it wasn't funny to me, you know what I'm saying? But I was sort of laughing at it. But then the more I listened to him talk, I was just like, yo, I feel bad for him. Because to me, he was like in straight survival mode. You know what I'm saying? Like straight, like, you know, he kept saying, like, you're not going to bully me. You're not going to bully me. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. And I'm listening to him talk, and I'm like, yo, he really feels like they on his head. You know what I'm saying? And
they were on his head.
But see, I don't even know if I understood what they were saying too, because they was like, we're not joking on what happened to you and your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're glad you're okay. I felt what they were saying, but I understood. Don't get me wrong, he was tripping. Like I said, he
hard, bro,
crazy. But I think for him, he just reverted back to the street, because they say he spent time in prison, and you know what I'm saying. So he reverted back to that and was like, yo, y'all not gonna do me like that, and just went smooth off. And I felt bad for him, yo. I'm like, yo, he need help.
Okay, that's why I said what I said. I'm not saying it from a perspective of people need to be perfect, right? Because I feel like one of the biggest mistakes and one of the reasons that people run into issues when it comes to the church, when it comes to God, when it comes to Jesus, is because they're coming in expecting the person they're following to be perfect. And that you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? That is they're failing your expectations, and then you're using that as an excuse to disconnect yourself from God and Jesus. and that's not on that person. Do they have some of the blame? Yes, technically. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you miss if God and Jesus are real and you miss a relationship with them because of this person, you got to stand and have that conversation with God and Jesus if they're real to try to explain that. You know what I'm saying? After the fact. You can't blame it on somebody else because you didn't have a relationship with them when they opened the relationship to you. That's like if I invite you to a cookout, you know what I'm saying? If I invite you to a cookout and say you can come through, you know what I mean? And then one of my boys is like, nah, you can't come to the cookout or whatever, and you took my boy's word over my word, and I invited you to my house. Whose fault is it that you missed out on the cookout? You listen to my boy instead of coming to me about it. You see what I'm saying? You should have just hollered at me. And if you had hollered at me, then I would have given you a different answer. This is like that. But the reason I had to say something though is because you're already in a precarious position, bro. Like you literally just made national news for a tragedy. And in one day, you know what I'm saying? In one day, you turned it around and used it as a way to besmirch yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, bro. I get it because old buddy is obviously from the streets. Because like I said, when old buddy was talking, he was like, "You not built like that." I was like, "Hey, I get it." Because I would have been speaking like that too. I'd have been like, "Yo, you only talking like that because I'm not in front of you." You know what I'm saying? Because you know how people are on the internet, and I get it. But
can I say something? I missed that whole thing, but I'm gonna say I think sometimes there are a lot of pastors, and you just touched on it, that try to like you said, I'm from the streets, so they try to like stay in that world and not be of the world, and like that to me is how you end up in situations like that. Like you can't stay in that world. You can't stay in the world that. Okay, Ro, you laughing? Why are you laughing, Ro?
Well, I don't even think it's that. I think people really got street tendencies.
100%.
And when you push certain buttons, it's not even about like, oh, I'm trying to. No,
but I'm talking about even with the wearing all that gold chain and all that stuff. Like
right, yeah.
I mean, if you read the Bible, there's talk about you being modest. Like there's talk in the Bible about being modest and like not being overly flashy.
Like
because that's what happened though.
They tried him for that reason. I am sure that they tried him because he had a representation. I'm serious. Oh, I'm sorry. Danny's raising his hand. My bad.
Follow the rules, man.
I apologize. Danny's raising his hand. God dang it. I'm sorry.
I didn't know if we were continuing from last week or not.
Absolutely, we're continuing. You're absolutely right. I am so sorry.
We'll see how long that lasts.
I am so sorry.
No, I just wanted to say, I know, like you said, Morgan, you cannot go into a religion, especially I'll say Christianity. You can't go into Christianity believing that, you know, a person is not going to let you down, because people are always going to let you down. But people are still people. I know my father is. My dad is done the most growing. Like my dad is truly inspirational to me, because I know, I personally know that this dude has beaten people within an inch of their life. And this dude literally gave his life to Christ and has been doing better. But I do know for a fact, if somebody pushes the button, they will get the old Danny. And that doesn't mean that he's not saved. That don't mean that he isn't trying. That means that, you know, he's a person. He's a human being. And you might get these hands, bro. Like, eventually.
Getting hands to me would not be, the reason I'm disappointed in this man is because the position. So again, coming into it, again, you went on CNN, you made CNN, which got discussed during this argument. You made CNN, and you knew that the streets was talking and saying, well, bro, you shouldn't have had on $400,000 worth of jewelry. You got because, you know what I'm saying, because you're showing it off. If you weren't flaunting it, they wouldn't have known to come for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody be running up in live streams all the time to go rob. Like Charlamagne had me dying laughing because he was like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, try and run up in the Potter's house like that and see what happened. And now you know where I'm at on this. You know where I'm at on this. I've been saying for forever, people should be strapped at church. You know what I'm saying? And if you run up in here, we're going to send you out. You don't have to worry about it. We might send you to see Jesus early today, but what you're not gonna do is come in here and bully us because you feel like we're too holy to respond to your violence. You got us effed up. I'm gonna turn one cheek, and by the time I get ready to turn this other one, Whitney's singing. That's all I'm saying. I just don't. I've read the whole Bible and I've seen everything Jesus preached, and I don't like when people omit things. There's a limit to grace, okay? There's a limit to grace. That's all I'm gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? There's a limit to grace. There's a limit to mercy. I
So
didn't say
y'all mostly talking about like the argument. You ain't really talking about the video of him getting robbed.
the video of him getting robbed, but no, that's my point. You went from a point of national sympathy, and so it was two lines. Some people were like, "That's crazy that could happen in the church," and then there were other people that were like, "Well, why you got on $400,000 worth of jewelry?"
That's where I am.
That's what I said. No,
That's
look,
where there were a whole lot of people that was saying that.
So he said he had on that chain. I think it was like $400,000, but then he had chain going under his robes. So when they came over and patted him down, they took those too. So I'm like, why? Like, that's the first question. Why you standing up here like that? And then if you go on his social media, like I said, I went down the rabbit hole. You go on his social media, he got like these videos of him, he riding in like a Bentley or something. And he like, yeah, I got to get, I'm not giving this away. I got to get something else. So they get out and they walk over to the Rolls Royce. They got the big houses, the big, I'm like, bro, what is the purpose? What's the purpose?
See, but that's why. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
He almost deserved to get robbed. Like he the family did not get hurt. And
thank God. Thank God.
I'm not gonna say he deserved. I'm not gonna say he deserved it. I'm not gonna say that, but
nah, bro. If
we can say that, as I say, like we can say he earned it.
He definitely earned it.
You know what I mean?
I'm having to secure. If I want to protect my family and my assets, even I'm not a pastor. I'm not no millionaire, but we are protected for the stuff that we do have. We have protections in place. If somebody try to run up in here. So
amen. I believe it.
Yeah, but that's different though. Like you talking. So here's the thing. Like I wouldn't have this anyway because I don't wear jewelry at all outside of my wedding ring. But if I'm on top 5 and I'm every week and I'm I got 50 million chains on, you are inviting people to be like, oh, okay, let me find out where you live. And then 100%. Roll through. And I'm like, if you're a man of God, number one, if you're a man of God, why are you wearing 50 million chains? Like, what purpose does that show in your ministry other than God? Maybe God has blessed me. But even then, like, I'm pretty sure you got people in this congregation that is hungry. That one of them chains could feed them for a week.
Saying on the live too. That's like
exactly
put together. Your backdrops hung up with the thumbtacks.
Bro, yeah, that crap was hilarious. Do you hear me?
That joint looked bad, like bootleg, but you got chains on.
No, but
I'm just saying though, like
the problem is, to me, like I said, I've said this for a while because I think me and Danny have discussed this, not in a contentious way, because me and Danny just be talking. But to me, like if you're a mega church, especially, to me, one of your first obligations is to the community around you. If y'all are taking in millions of dollars, you know what I'm saying, per Sunday, but you have people in your community or in your church that are in need, and you drop $50,000 on a podium or the light show for people, you know what I'm saying, for praise and worship, or for all of the things that we all see in church now. I call it circuit church. What churches do is that they see what the mega churches, the successful churches do, and then they go out and they copy it. It's circuit church. You know what I'm saying? The things that they say, you know what I'm saying? They'll copy what they say. The way that the preacher has the cadence that they speak in, they'll copy that too. You know what I'm saying? Because they're looking to attain something that doesn't have anything to do with the ministry. And this man, people's growth is their growth, right? Like he came from the streets, obviously. He's had a hard life. It don't mean that you can just always, like Rose said, I don't think bruh is faking. That's where he came from. So when he was pressed into a corner, the oil came out. You know what I'm saying? That's how it always is. Pressure bust pipes. And in this situation, he felt pressed and he reverted back to, all of us do it, to be honest with you. All of us have vices. All of us have things that we have to overcome in our life. And when we get pressed in certain ways that are actual vices to us, things can go wrong. You know what I'm saying?
But you can't put yourself in that situation, though.
That's my problem. That's exactly what I'm saying.
He put himself in a position where he's sitting here arguing with somebody that's going like, you know what I mean? Like, he already clearly is feeling some kind of way about what happened. Like his emotional state is heightened. So now I'm gonna get into an argument.
The other thing is his team sent him the video and said, "Oh, they talking about you," and I'm like, "What's up with your people? Like, why would they do that to you?"
But that's why I'm saying that you can't. Then it's not a mistake anymore.
Right? No, it's
not. It's not a mistake.
When he was in the middle of the conversation, do you remember? Like, he spouted off a whole bunch of stuff, and then somebody came to the door in the room and said something.
They called him.
Yeah, somebody said something. He said, "Tell her I'm okay."
His video kept skipping because somebody was calling him. So he picked up his other phone and said, "Tell her stop calling me because I'm good." Yeah, and hung up and went back.
When that happened, I was like, "Bro, you wilding." Especially again because you know the responsibility that the church has, and the black church especially has, especially because you just got ragged for it just yesterday. Hold on.
Because when you talk about the responsibility that he has,
he got responsibility.
No, I agree, but I think he doesn't see his responsibility the same way that you do. I think he sees his responsibility as, I'm protecting my name.
Hey, it sounds like somebody got some feedback. Is that you, Jay?
Is it me? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's you, bro.
Mute it real quick.
Okay, hold on.
It sound like the robot.
You got that domo.
Go ahead, bro.
But I think he's protecting his name. He protecting his family. He protecting his church. He feel like he holding up his end of the bargain. You know what I'm saying?
That's not his job.
Like he's doing the right thing.
That ain't his job.
But that's not in your job description anymore. You know what I'm saying? And if that's how you feel, if that's how you feel, then because again, y'all already know how I am about people. You know what I'm saying? Like that, y'all don't understand. We weren't doing the show at the time the G6 thing happened with Creflo. I did do a live for it, but we were not on like if we had been like on the show when that happened. Lord Jesus, bro, that crap sent me over the edge, bro. Do you hear me? Like I was, like Danny be laughing to this day about that because I was pissed. God, that crap made me mad. So this Bishop thing, to me, I'm just tired of seeing us repeating these same mistakes live for a whole world to see. So that now we already looked at as the lesser church. All of these other things, you know what I'm saying? Like when people say evangelical, that does not include black folks. Like that is a thing, that's a known thing within the church community, right? Like why are we? You have to stop. It's almost like remember when we were talking about the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing, and I'm gonna say this, and then we can get into the more important discussion. It's almost like when we got real about that conversation, we were saying it's almost the stop acting up in front of white people conversation. Like that's almost like you can't be in front of, mama picture you stop it in front of white people. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel in this moment. That's part of this. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently, I said that before. People got at me about that. So
what?
About like acting up in front of white folk? How
But
we ain't got to look silly in front of them. We ain't have to.
The conversation had to be had.
I think exactly. I think you got to learn how you got to learn. If it takes public embarrassment, sometimes if that's what it takes for you to grow, then that's what it's going to take for you to grow. All of us learn different ways, and social media is good for that. Like I've always been a person that can learn from other people's mistakes, thankfully, but some people, got to learn through embarrassment, and that's just how it go.
I say this and I'll close it out to get to our other guests. My boy Jada came in and big bro Wally down at the bottom right. You know what I mean? So and so we can get into the T'Challa to the Wakanda Forever and the T'Challa discussion because that's gonna be the big. I already know what's going on there. And I feel like I'm gonna have Tim Pan's gonna have to be strong tonight. So The last thing I'm gonna say about it. I hope on Sunday that my God is not that he takes the humility route. I hope he comes in and apologizes to his church.
He's not.
Did
He
you
might
see how many
not.
chains he got?
I said
Does
I
that look
hope.
like a man that's going to be
I
humble?
said I hope. I said
Does
I
that look
hope.
like a man that's going to
He's
be humble?
not. Did you
can't
see the
judge
live
that man
after he got off?
You
No,
can't
no,
you
no.
can't judge that man because he got a bunch of chains now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like,
but I could
no,
judge him
no.
for jumping on Instagram and getting into an argument with people just because they was expressing their opinion about it.
that's true.
Like your
But
actions determine your actions are how people view you.
You're right. But you can't. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. I said what I hope for. What I'm hoping is that he will be humble on Sunday, apologize to the church congregation, apologize to the people that he was talking trash about, and move on. The same as I said with Kim Burrell. Kim Burrell was tripping, and the reason I was pissed off is because she doubled down, and then in her apology, she made it worse. That's why I was pissed with her. So I'm praying that this man goes to church on Sunday and apologizes.
I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna bounce. But his live after he got into that argument tells me he not apologizing to nobody. He feels like he did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And I think we making assumptions about his congregation because his congregation might be fully in support.
You're right.
Of what he did. You know what I'm saying? I know some people, some Christians who they'll snap off on you the same exact way.
100%.
So I'm like, yeah, I don't think he's gonna be apologizing for nothing.
We'll see. I just said what I'm hoping for, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what I'm hoping for. So with that, I'm gonna close that out. We can get into this bigger conversation because this is about to be. I don't know how it's gonna be. I have a feeling it's going to be partially contentious.
Yo, Ro, congrats on the Kickstarter again, my brother.
Absolutely, bro. So like I said, my bro, he's rolling out. But we got my big bro Wally there down at the bottom, man, myth, legend, as Danny says. And my boy Jay Pat up in this mug.
What's going on, people?
Up in this mug tonight for this fantastic conversation that we apparently have to have because a great trailer drops. You know what I'm saying? An emotional trailer, an amazing trailer for Wakanda Forever. Better than I could have imagined it was going to be. And still, we had to find a way to mess it up. Just had to. We couldn't have no peace.
I gotta explain to you why you're wrong, brother.
I'm gonna let you. I'm just setting it up. I'm gonna let you go first. I promise. And then I'm gonna go find my Thanos glove. But so we got the Wakanda Forever trailer. The world reacted. People love it by and large. What up, Rob? People loved it by and large, and it got another conversation going on that me and Javon have had on the show before.
That's how this show started.
I know. You know what I'm saying? So we've had portions of this conversation before. And then my boy Jay Pat. Now this is why this conversation has to be had because I specifically came on my page and said, "Yo, if you gonna be on the recast T'Challa nonsense at this moment right now, because I put the trailer up, I said, yo, make sure you do that on your page. Don't come on my page, because if you come on my page, I'm slapping faces or something to that effect. I can read it in a minute. But I was specific. I said, yo, if you come on my page with it, there's going to be smoke. That's what I said. I said something like it. And my boy Jay was like, nigga, I don't care about none of that. And he came on the post and started talking. You know, on the post, I said it on. So I'm like, bro, I'm not going back and forth with you on this wall. You just come on the show. And my man graciously came on the show. So we appreciate you, Jason, for coming on.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll let you go into why I'm wrong, and before I come back and start slapping people.
Well, this is your show, so I ain't gonna take too much time on the opening volley on the salvo. But I'll say this. I'll say first, do I still got the robot voice, or am I okay?
No, you good. You good. You all clear.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like the. Well, first I'll say this: the trailer was shot beautifully. I mean, it looked amazing, except for chubby Namor. But I mean, it looks amazing.
Don't do that. See.
Oh my God!
I'm gonna put that.
Let me mute.
Hold up. I'm gonna let him finish, but we gonna come back to that.
But let me.
I'm expecting Michael Phelps, and I got Mr. T out there.
Let me co-sign a little bit.
I
ain't in the greatest shape either, but I looked at the trailer like 30 times. Like, hey, so Neymar didn't get the Marvel workout.
He didn't get the Marvel workout.
Wow.
I mean,
ain't nobody here in shape like Chris Evans is Captain America, and y'all want to talk about something embarrassing. Come on now.
Chris Pratt in Guardians is not the same dude from Park and Rec or whatever he was on before.
Could you imagine Chris Pratt coming into the trailer like that? With
that's what I'm saying.
That man had abs. What are you talking about? He literally had abs.
I don't mind Namor too much.
You got a super strength. You don't need muscles.
I don't mind Namor too much, but you know what I do mind? I mind them eating off the corpse of Chadwick Boseman. I don't like that.
Eating off the corpse? What? What do you
mean? Off the corpse of Chadwick Boseman. They got that boy murals all over the trailer. Knowing Chadwick Boseman would want the role recast. We all know that. He said as much. Because he said it.
He came stronging it out.
What did he say? After he died?
That boy said he off the corpse.
His family has said it.
His family has said it.
No, you said he said it. No, you said he said
something up to the fact that he said he doesn't ever want people to see him in a role. He wants the role to be bigger than him. So how's it honoring the brother doing exactly the opposite of what he said? Like, no, nigga, we see you. We don't see T'Challa. No, so you dead, T'Challa dead.
So how do we know they ain't gonna recast them in Black Panther 3? How do we know that?
Can I ask you a question?
So now we got to sit through his death 3 times.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Sure, go for it.
And this is the daddy. After what you just said, how do you know that they not going to recast him for Black Panther 3?
I don't want to see him dead now.
If they could recast him in Black Panther 3, then why can't they recast him in Black Panther 2?
Can I respond to that? Dave,
I would gladly.
So from what I'm understanding, and a lot of this is still stipulation and whatever, the move is, one, they didn't recast them, and I'm all for the recast. Let me be clear, but the reason they didn't recast them was, one, to give the original cast time to digest everything that had happened, because it was the closest to them having to be on set for it, right? Okay. 2, so they could tell a version of the story of Shuri getting the crown and being Black Panther. Because if we remember from the comics, she did that, right? And eventually we got T'Challa back, right?
So the reason why we got T'Challa.
My other understanding is that Killmonger will be the one to guide her to getting the mantle.
That sounds really dumb. I'm sorry. That's not directed at you. I'm saying that sounds.
What's dumb about it?
It makes sense to me.
How does it make sense? The man was
he was a murderer.
So let's reverse it.
That's like the Joker guiding Robin to being damn Batman.
Not even the
dumbest thing in the world.
I mean, they got come on, no sir.
Come on, guys. Come on.
See, Javon, we don't agree on too much, but I'm with you on that one.
Come on, man.
So y'all are saying. So let me put it like this. And I ain't gonna say no names. I got partners who did the stupidest things in the world. Some of them who beat murder charges. They're today totally different people than they were once upon a time. So you telling me redemption ain't a thing?
I'm not saying redemption ain't a thing.
Did you see how many scars he had on his body? And he said each one of them scars was a body he caught.
So
there ain't that much redemption in the world.
So y'all saying that people that go to the military and have to do killings can't redeem themselves?
Those were military killings. Them was I'm killing so I can get to this point so I can throw this nigga off the leg.
Okay, Wally.
Hold on, let me just answer this question.
So I'm gonna answer your question. You asked me a question.
Well, no, I want to say this though. You think in the eye of the Most High, it matters whether it was a military killing or a killing or a whatever. Like it all holds the same weight at the end of the day.
I actually don't. I'm almost certain there's something in the Bible that talks about that, but I can't call it off the top of my head. But I'm gonna answer your question about. Oh man. Damn, I lost it. Just redemption, right. I have no problem with redemption, but he did. He didn't redeem himself in death. He got killed.
But my brother, are we not talking about a movie that deals with the spiritual world and
That's
people
fine.
coming back to?
That's fine.
To
but
guide
he's not
people and
redeeming himself in death. Like if he redeemed himself and then died, I could be like, all right, I guess so. But he died trying to kill. He literally tried to kill her almost like 5 minutes before he died. And she
choked out an old lady, killed his girlfriend.
Imagine this.
He
Okay,
literally tried to cure Shuri.
Imagine
what's that got to do with redemption, though? I'm trying to understand.
Why would he be the one to guide her?
We won't know until we see the movie, though.
Exactly.
I'm just saying it doesn't make sense.
I'm telling you, it can make sense. It can make sense. It can make sense, though. If imagine this, okay? Imagine T'Challa is gone. All right, T'Challa has disappeared, and they believe T'Challa's dead. All right, the heart-shaped herb is gone. Nobody has a way to commune with the ancestors anymore. Shuri develops some kind of synthetic way to reach the astral plane. When she tries to commune in the astral plane, she finds her brother is not there, but Killmonger is, because Killmonger has died. She cannot find her brother in the astral plane. So she has to commune with Killmonger in order to figure out where her brother is. And in doing so,
my understanding, part of the reason for her not being able to find T'Challa is because when his spirit or soul comes back, it'd be because of that, trying to bring him back into the story arc later. Whether that's all accurate or not, I don't know. But I can understand where Coogler and Cole may be trying to go with this. That's all I'm saying.
Javon.
Exactly.
This is the same spiritual plane where her dad is already there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just because her dad is there means that maybe she don't have the connection to get to him. Like this, we're acting like there's not things that can't be written and rewritten and worked to where there's reasons for this, that, and the third. You know what I mean?
I just feel like this is a lot of go around. This is so much mental gymnastics that are so much unnecessary storytelling gymnastics.
But if it's a great story, if it turns out to be a great story, it's a great story.
I got it.
You telling me we can't have a good story with T'Challa?
No, I got it easily.
Easily. Why can't we? Listen again. I'm all for
almost. How long has Chadwick been done? How long has Chadwick been gone?
But how long does it take people to mourn? I mean,
hold on, but just listen. Just answer my question. He's been gone what, like a year, or was it 2?
I got a cousin been dead for 4. I still deal with that heavy.
I understand that. I understand that 100%. Well. So if we can, my mom has been gone for 3 years. Like, I understand that. But once again, the role is not Chadwick Boseman. The role is T'Challa. T'Challa is bigger than Chadwick Boseman.
To us, yes, right?
No,
to the people who are working. To the people who are working on the film.
A break. Then take a break. Don't do the film right away.
Everybody? You want them to recast everybody?
So have we never had movies pushed back?
You want them to recast everybody?
No, I'm saying I'm saying push the movie back.
I guess my confusion is why people were treating it like the recast can't still happen.
Yeah,
because then you have to go through. All right, so let's say I'll give you an example. I'll give you a scenario in which Danny just gave, which I would be okay with. All right. Let's say that they decide that, the majority of the movie is them dealing with his death, but yes, they can't find him on the spiritual realm. And then at the end of the movie, T'Challa comes in, the new version, I guess, comes in, recast, and then he saves the day. How does that work, though? Because it ain't going to look like the damn murals that's in the damn movie. It ain't gonna look like it.
I mean, War Machine don't look the same either, but they
okay, I'm glad you brought it. So we can do this. So we can recast and be okay.
Right, but I'm saying,
all right, okay, good. All right.
So here's the thing. I never said they couldn't recast. My whole point is, why is people acting like it has to be done now? Like it can't be done later. It can't be done in another film. It can't be expounded upon from this movie going into a 3rd, 4th, 5th, whatever the case may be.
That's because why are you going? You killed the character. You literally have killed the character like 3 times.
Children.
We don't know that.
Children, little people. Little people. not fully developed brains in some areas. That's
What are you
that's
talking
what I
about?
feel like. All the BS that y'all over here spewing like y'all ain't got no
So
motherfucking
timeout. It's
brain or heart.
BS
Y'all
because
sound
hold on.
stupid right now.
No. Okay,
Yeah,
so I
I
sound
didn't
it's
say it for
hold
no
on,
reason.
timeout. I sound stupid because I'm saying the cast and the producers and everybody should have pushed the movie back to allow people the optimum time to grieve
The
and
movie got
then
pushed back.
recast. Hold on, and
The
then
movie did get
recast
pushed back.
and what?
The movie did get pushed back.
It didn't get pushed back.
got
It's
pushed
coming
back a
out
lot.
exactly when they said it's gonna come
No,
out.
the movie definitely got
It
got
got
How
pushed
far
back.
back did it get pushed?
Out already.
it's
Like a year or two.
it's a little
But-
it's almost a year.
But they literally made the decision that they were not going to recast immediately. They said it
No,
to
they
us.
I'm
Did they
just
not say it to us?
Yeah, they
Give
said
me
they're
a
not going to cast it immediately, but what is that? Listen,
That's
here's
not
I'm
what they
saying.
said.
Somebody-
That is not what they
somebody-
said. They did. There was no immediately. What did they say?
They said they were not going to recast T'Challa.
Now they said they're not recasting T'Challa now.
That's
They
not
didn't
what
say
they
ever.
No, they said
That's
ever.
not what
No,
they.
they didn't.
Oh,
Spidey
okay.
did not
Listen,
say
listen,
ever.
listen to me.
So
Listen to
you
me.
guys are of the belief.
Yeah.
I've let y'all talk
May
for a long
6th.
time. I've let
Yeah,
y'all
but
talk
you're gonna talk for a
time.
long time.
Okay, you go ahead. Go ahead. You got it.
I'm messing with you, Morgan.
supposed
I'm
to
messing
come out
with you,
May
Morgan.
6th.
Morgan, I'm messing with you.
It was
Calm
supposed
down.
to
Go
come out
ahead.
May 6th.
Go ahead, Morgan. Go ahead.
This is so I'm gonna go back to my original statement, which I made on my page. What I said is because we're talking around the subject, you know what I'm saying, the recast of T'Challa. Let me say this first, that I think everybody on this panel is all for them recasting T'Challa. All of us are. I'm for it too. I'm not against him being recast. I said that from the beginning. I said I don't care which way they do it. Originally, I said I don't care which way they do it, but for the importance of the character of T'Challa, I feel like we would like to see him have a full arc and what it means. And they recast all these other characters. I get it. I get the people that's being emotional about that. That's cool. The part that bothers me is you could be emotional on your side, but then you want to obstruct all emotion on the other side of the movie, as if we can't give this man who literally gave his life for this role one movie to pay homage to him in a role that he literally defined for himself and defined for all of us. We can't give him one movie to pay homage to him as this character in a great role that still pushes the MCU forward, the culture forward, everything that we were so excited about in Black Panther #1. We can't give one movie to this man to pay homage to him for what it is that he literally gave, to make sure that he has the proper homage to his role as T'Challa. We know he wants to recast. We know the family wants to recast. I fully believe that they are going to recast the role. They are going to recast T'Challa. I don't think that's even within question, especially because Ryan Coogler is the director. Ryan Coogler is the director of this movie. They gave him full control of writing the story, directing it, and everything. And he said he wasn't even going to sign on to it if he didn't have full control of it. So to feel like all of a sudden that Ryan, now maybe y'all didn't feel like Ryan Coogler's for the culture. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe y'all don't know. Maybe y'all don't feel like he represents Black culture well in movies. Maybe or he has that in the forefront of his mind in the art work that he puts forward. But me personally, every movie I've ever seen him put forward is for the culture and is speaking to the culture in some type of way. So I have a hard time believing that all of a sudden he's lost the importance of what the character of T'Challa means. And he, as far as the universe, the national and international phenomenon that the first movie was. So my original statement was, if you're Black and you say you like comics and comic movies, and you say that you're not going to see this movie because they didn't recast T'Challa, you're capping, the number one. And if you're not capping, you're emotional and being a child, or you're selfish. But you're in that category somewhere. You're in one of those categories, or you're all of them for sure. Because there's no reason whatsoever besides your feelings, stupid feelings at that, in my opinion, but your feelings that this man can have one movie to have them pay homage to his T'Challa. Not to mention, we in a multiversal saga in the first place, so they can recast him in a myriad of ways. There's some dudes out there that are offended because it might be a woman, and they don't want a woman on screen as Black Panther. That's a thing. I can't wait to point them out. Y'all don't understand. I can't wait to point y'all out because there's a bunch of little hoteps and false hoteps and just capping niggas out.
Hey, my brother. One, we need to stop using Hotep as a way to describe these off-centered Negroes, because Hotep was actually a positive being of our culture. So we really need to stop using
right,
that
big bro.
these lost, confused, backwards.
Damn, Wally brought that. Bro, like,
no, bro. Big bro, big bro, you are absolutely correct.
Wally was like,
no,
bro.
You are absolutely correct, but you understand why I said it.
Yeah,
okay.
For sure.
That's the only reason I said it. I didn't mean it in disrespect. I said it as a way.
I just want to put it out there on the platform so people get it. Like, we got to stop disrespecting the original Hotel for these.
And I agree with you.
Niggas, coons, or whatever the hell we want to call these individuals. You know what I'm saying?
Ruckuses. Let's call them ruckuses.
Them niggas. Yeah,
we call them ruckuses. Nah, that's not really. That ain't really work, but we go with it.
Go ahead, Javon.
All right. So I heard everything you said. I want to make sure you understand that I heard you. Like, I understand what you're saying. All right.
Okay.
So I want you to look at it. Maybe I'm not presenting what I'm saying from a perspective that maybe you are looking at it from, because I feel like
if this is you, boy, I swear to. Go ahead, Javon. I'm sorry. I just had to.
Because I feel like there are people who, to them, and they're right within their feelings, that Chadwick is T'Challa, and if Chadwick's not here, they don't want to see nobody else as T'Challa. No, I'm not saying that that's what you are, but I'm saying that there are people that are intrinsically tied together. This is my perspective. I've been a Black Panther fan since I was probably like 5 years old. So we talking in the 80s, right? I have read almost every book involving T'Challa. For decades, I waited for a movie with T'Challa, not with Shuri, not with Okoye. No offense to the beautiful and powerful, female characters, even M'Baku. Like, I wasn't waiting for a movie with M'Baku. I was waiting for T'Challa.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is why when they did Black Panther,
you got that though.
You couldn't tell me nothing. I was happy. I got my movie with T'Challa. All right. Now that's how. So you talk. Hold on. So you're talking about. I'm talking about decades. I've been waiting for this. Right. Now I am well aware that an unfortunate thing happened. Right. I am well aware that if we could all change it, we could. If we could bring Chadwick back, Lord knows we would. But for me, T'Challa is greater and bigger than Chadwick. Like, he's greater than him. Like, the train shouldn't get stopped because of this, which is why I'm like, the decision that was made out of grief and emotion, which is why I think it's funny that you're saying that, people who are that are against it are like being emotional, when the truth of the matter is, if you just said you want a movie to pay tribute to him, and my point being is, we've been paying tribute to him since he passed. We've literally been paying tribute. They literally had a special dedicated to paying homage to Chadwick Boseman. They literally did this, and I'm saying, you know what? Do all the tributes. That's great, but if you're gonna make a Black Panther movie, I want to see T'Challa. I don't want to see a 2-hour tribute. I don't want to see a 2-hour funeral for this man. Like, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it from the fan of T'Challa that predates me even knowing about Chadwick Boseman. So that's how I'm looking at it. So that's why I'm saying, but it's not even just a whole hour. It was an hour tribute. They had a tribute at BET. They had a tribute at the Oscars. They had a tribute everywhere for this man. And I'm not saying that he is not deserving of multiple tributes. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they can.
I'm sorry, Javon. I'm sorry to Facebook users that said ain't nobody waiting for Shuri. My wife and my daughter are. So maybe you should think wider than just your perspective, fam. Whoever you are, no disrespect. I have no disrespect. But
I don't even. Hold on.
No,
I don't even have. No. I know. I don't have a problem with Shuri as Black Panther.
I just wanted to check.
But I want to get
blank is right quick.
Yeah. I want to get 3 T'Challa movies.
Let me say this because as a people we get emotional. And if I say anything that disrespects some of y'all, not y'all, because we all cool. But to any of you people with no identities and names, I don't look for no smoke. We black. I ain't want no issue. But if it is a problem, when you see me at the show, we can correct all that smoke. I'm
you doing the show?
I'm doing the show when I get back out and active.
Oh,
yeah. And if you in my city, I'll come holler. Just make sure y'all stay real respectful with the way we talking and all that, because they will tell you I'm about all that smoke, bro. I do all that, but I'm about all that smoke. So just watch how you talk to me. Watch the words of tip. Watch what you say to me, because I'll come find you and we'll straighten all that, bro. I'm for all that real quick, like. But I'm gonna get back on my comics and my good stuff and let my brother Javon finish talking. So, but I just want to make it clear. Please don't get disrespectful in them comments, because if we ever see each other, ain't no conversation, bro. I'm about all that. But I'm black. We for all the goodness. I'm gonna stay about that. No. I just want to make that clear. My apologies. Let's get back to it.
I need to make it clear as well that if there is said smoke and I'm around, you're gonna get dusted by both of us, because I'm with Wally. So I mean, you know,
and I ain't trying to fight no nigga about no conversation we had at the end of the day. But
okay, but that's all I'm saying. My hold on, let me finish and then I
you're right,
but that my love of it. That I'm talking about from my love of T'Challa is greater than my love of Chadwick Boseman. And I know that's gonna sound terrible. Just like some people will take offense to that, and I'm like, listen, I don't know him personally. I mean, I love the work that he's done, but I was waiting for T'Challa and Black Panther for a lot longer than I knew about Chadwick Boseman. Okay. And so I want my 3 movies of T'Challa before you decide to move on. And if that means that you got to push the production of Black Panther into phase 5 or 6, I'll wait. I'm okay with waiting.
That's selfish.
I'm selfish?
Yes. I said that from the beginning.
That's
what did I say? I told you would fall into one of these categories 100%.
You saying the way out of it that they should not make another Black Panther until they recast T'Challa.
That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I said.
What you just said.
Jay, will you tell him what I said? Jay, will you tell him what I said? Because I know you heard what I said.
Recast T'Challa. You said push the movie back so they can recast T'Challa.
No, that's not why I said for them to push the movie back. You ain't paying attention. I said push the movie back. Hold on. I said push the movie back so that they can deal with their grief. I've said this to you guys on more than one occasion.
And recast T'Challa.
Yes, and recast T'Challa. Right. You can do both.
Which means that you don't want to see a Black Panther movie until they recast T'Challa.
I don't want to see a Black Panther movie without T'Challa right now.
That's right.
That is what you just said. That's selfish.
But that's not why I'm saying, dude. If I only cared about
for somebody to say they don't want to see a Batman movie without Bruce Wayne.
That's what I said. I said this to the
ain't no. There are other iterations.
No, if you're saying
nobody wants to see it. Everybody wants to see Bruce Wayne.
Somebody wants to see it because I guarantee you somebody's going to watch the movie.
Somebody, not a lot.
Bro, if you made a movie called Batman, hold on. If you made a movie called Batman Gotham, and they told you up front, Bruce Wayne ain't in this movie. If you're a fan of Bruce Wayne, Batman, time out. Let me finish.
I'm coming.
Let me finish. If Bruce Wayne ain't in the movie, if somebody said, "Nah, I don't want to see that because they ain't got Bruce Wayne in it," you gonna feel bad? You gonna call them stupid?
Nobody's saying that's not what I'm saying. If you don't want to see it, cool. I'm saying
are you gonna call them selfish?
I'm saying if you're saying to sacrifice the movie, if you're saying, okay,
I'm not.
I know this movie is slated for 2022. Push the movie back to phase 5 until people can grieve. Push the movie back to phase 5 or 6, which is exactly what you just said. So
I'm being facetious about what phase, but you can't push it back. I'm sorry. You telling me
they pushed it back 6 months.
Clearly,
I'll have to take it on the chin then, because I'll just be selfish. I don't want to see Black Panther if it's not T'Challa. Just like Javon, I've been collecting Black Panther since.
I'm gonna go see it
since I was a kid. I've had every run of the Black Panther. And you know, how long has he been around? 56 years? 55, 56? At least 54 of them have been T'Challa.
Look,
it ain't been nobody else.
It don't make you selfish for not wanting to see a film if it don't have a character that you love.
That's not what makes you selfish.
I'm saying saying that y'all should take the time to grieve.
You saying to sacrifice the people's time, money, and effort who are planning the movie so that you can get what you want is what's selfish. It's
time out. I'm a consumer. I'm part of the consumer. I'm part of the people who made it $1 billion movie. Listen, it was all right. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Nobody went to see Black Panther for Shuri, Nakia, Okoye. Nobody. They went to see Black Panther 2 for T'Challa.
I'm going to see Black Panther 2 for them though.
But hold on. So can I just say,
okay,
go ahead, bro.
I respect everybody's opinion on it, and everybody is right in their opinion for their personal world, right? In my world, Okoye, Shuri, Lupita, they all matter because I got a daughter and I got a wife.
I didn't mean that they didn't matter. I was talking about the first movie.
No, I'm talking about the first movie too.
Okay,
I'm saying
me too.
And two of my sisters. I'm not saying like that's for everybody, right? In my scenario, that made a huge difference. You know what I'm saying? So those characters were more pulling for them than Panther was for them. Now, for me personally, it was the whole plethora on top of Black Panther, right? So I get both sides of it. I'm not going, take them.
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, Jamari. Jamari, Morgan, you clapping like it's a big it's a big great point.
I clap because he's making the point that I made in the beginning on my post on my page. He's making the same point that I made, which is why I remade the point.
He's making a point that certain people like certain things, like.
Right,
and that's point.
Mind blowing. Like,
one of the comments said that we deserve a Monica Rambeau and a Storm movie, and I agree. But we deserve all of that, right? Because we got Wonder Woman, and we got Supergirl, and we got, you know what I mean. So I feel like we deserve all of that, and that's the only thing that makes this debate hard for me, because Black Panther was about Black Panther, but it was also about showing us in a different light. It was also about the culture. It was also about the power of who we are as a people.
Yes.
Single-handedly, this movie changed some people's perspectives in other parts of the world because they had never seen anything like this. So there's a lot that goes behind that. And for me, that's what makes it like when people say, I'm just not going to support it altogether, not talking to nobody on the panel, but just in general, it's tough because it's like, well, if we don't support something that is still showing us in a positive light, it's clearly going to still be a dope story with the whole Atlanteans versus Wakanda and figuring out what's really going on the back end. If we don't support those movies, it's one thing if it was trash altogether, right? Just off the trailer alone, if nothing else, you're going to see beauty. You're going to see beauty in blackness, right? So culturally, I just can't rock with the idea. And I'm not judging nobody because it's their choices, their money. They can do whatever they want. But we don't have many movies and outlets out there on these platforms and these stages. And we're fighting to have more. But if we don't support them for the simple reason of this character not being there, and I'm not saying that's not important, it is. But culturally, again, Chadwick definitely stood for more than just the character, right? And the movie purposely is Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Marvel's been marketing this concept of Wakanda since Chadwick died.
And that was the original intent of the movie in the first place, was to introduce all the different cultures and show the diversity of Wakanda. The reason that, people came to see T'Challa. Yes, people came to see T'Challa.
Somebody's a robot right now.
That's got to be Jay. That's got to be Jay.
Is it me?
Yes. Can you mute?
You might just have to mute. You might just have to turn something down and then mute yourself until you say something.
Are you listening to it and watching at the same time on a different?
The reason people came because of T'Challa, right? They came because of T'Challa and they saw the Dora Milaje in Captain America, Civil War, or Winter Soldier.
Civil War.
In Civil War, right? In Civil War, they saw the Dora Milaje and they saw T'Challa. Okay, but the intent of the movie was to show more of Wakanda, to broaden and introduce.
Guys, I know what the movie did.
The intention of them to create Black Panther was so that they can introduce you to Killmonger and all of the other cultures in Wakanda. So now that they're expanding on the things that they originally intended on making, it's still the story that they wanted to tell.
It's not the story that they wanted to tell. They have already said that they had to change the story because Chadwick passed.
They wrote it.
They did, dude. Go back.
They had to rewrite it several times.
Thank you.
Right about that.
They rewrote it several times.
They rewrote the story.
Ryan Coogler came out early and said when Chadwick died, the script they had was strictly for Chadwick. When Chadwick died, they had to scrap. He said he scrapped everything because it was too based on who Chadwick Boseman was. So they have acknowledged that the whole thing was redone.
So they literally wrote a movie, like Morgan said, to pay tribute to Chadwick dying. And my whole point being is that let me make sure everybody knows, I'm gonna go see the movie. I'm going to go see the movie. I don't want Morgan sitting here saying that Javon said he ain't gonna go see the movie. I'm gonna go see the movie.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying I don't want it to come back. You know.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying, yeah, because you know.
No, but I specifically
listen. I have no problem with people falling in love. Hey, man, with Wakanda and everything that comes with it, and that's the lure of people coming to see this movie. I got no problem with that. But like I said, when the trailer dropped, it looked amazing. It looks amazing. Mm-hmm. But some of the hype I'm not as hype about it as I would be because T'Challa's not in it.
That's fine. That's different from.
And honestly, I'm gonna go see it, but part of me is like Jay. I want to see a movie with T'Challa as Black Panther. I don't want to see and I don't want to see Shuri as Black Panther. I don't. Like I said, I'm gonna go see the movie, but I don't want to see Shuri as Black Panther because it doesn't vibe me. It's got nothing to do with a woman being, but it just doesn't make sense to me in my head at the stage the character is right now. Like, I understand that they're going to have a storyline in it for her or whoever it is to take over for the Black Panther. That's great. But I don't really want to see that. I want to see the story of T'Challa continue. Now, where Morgan and I differ is Morgan's like, well, there's variants, and then they're going to recast through the variants and everything like that. And my whole point is, you okay with doing the mental gymnastics that come along with, well, this is not really T'Challa, this is a variant of T'Challa, and he's taking over for T'Challa in the next movie or some craziness when you could just easily boom. You
say you like Multiverse of Madness? Like there's a whole bunch
of like Multiverse Madness, but what does that have to do with this though?
There's a bunch of
but the whole point being, you're okay with doing the mental gymnastics of, oh, this is a new variant of T'Challa, blah 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 blah. Instead of going, all right. Instead of just, hey, let's recast them.
It's not why, but okay, but that goes back to what I said in the beginning, which I said. So
the answer is because and I'm not speaking for nobody else, I want to see a movie. I want to see the movie called Black Panther to be about T'Challa, the Black Panther. You can tell me all these people in the comics took over for him at one point or another, and I'm going to be like, you are absolutely right, but they always come back to T'Challa. Always.
And they're gonna come back to T'Challa again.
There's a reason they come back to T'Challa.
They're gonna come back to T'Challa again.
Okay, cool. So if somebody who is like, you know what, I get it, this is for the culture and whatever, but I like Black Panther, I like T'Challa, and I'll sit this one out until T'Challa comes back.
No,
but that's their mindset. Well, who are you to tell them that that their card, that their black card or their culture card or whatever the hell you want to call?
This wouldn't happen for any other character.
Call them both.
But like I said, if you decide not to go see a movie, a Batman movie that ain't got Bruce Wayne in it, ain't nobody going, oh man, you stupid.
There's no way they're going to make
it's the same damn thing.
No, it's not.
Forever.
Oh my God. All right, man.
For Krypton's sake, they're not going to do that. They're going to put a new Superman in there.
Well, so here's one thing, right? Let's be clear. So this isn't a movie that won't have Black Panther in it. It's a movie that won't have T'Challa in it.
That's what
T'Challa
I said.
Is basically
I said
Black
T'Challa
Panther.
the Black Panther. That's what I said.
But
yeah, we got what's in the cold dude. We got Shuri, but all. I mean, if we want to be real, when they took over for Black Panther in the books flopped.
I've been saying that for a long time.
They flopped because white people are mostly the majority of comic book readers. And
what does that have to do with it? Do they like T'Challa?
No, yeah, white people were used to T'Challa, and they were resistant to anybody else taking over the mantle, just like with Captain America, any legacy character. The general audience is white men mostly, so they're resistant to buying into new characters because the conservative base is more about conserving what they've built. They're not about.
Hey, but just because the majority are white men doesn't mean it's conservative white men.
But let's add on to the other side of that. The Black Panther movie wouldn't have made 1.3 billion without our sisters and others joining in to make that happen. So just as we're talking about flops and successes, it wouldn't have done that without.
I mean,
I don't think it's making 1.5 billion if Shuri was the Black Panther.
Sure,
I have no problem saying that.
No, I'm not.
They came out the gate with Shuri is black. But that's what we're talking about, though.
I'm just making the point that people, especially even in the comments, people talking about the flops, and yeah, because comic books themselves are only supported by a certain group for the most part.
It's a niche market, yeah.
So when we get the movies, we know that expands, right? We get the TV, we know that expands, right? So of course, there's going to be a difference in what happened with the comics and what happens when they get the screen, because we know plenty of people go and watch movies who have never read a single book in their lives, but they go and love the first X-Men movies because it was a good movie to them. We might look at it and say, hey, it was all right, like it didn't follow nothing from the actual books because we know the books, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a difference there. But
my thing is, we would never say it for any other character, though.
We would never say what for any other character.
Superman, if Christopher Reeves died, nobody was like, we're never going to have another Superman movie.
Well, somebody pointed out.
Nobody's saying that.
Marvel said that. Kevin Feige said that, didn't he? He said we're not recasting T'Challa.
For
somebody
this movie,
said in the comments, it took 20 years for them to do another movie without Chris.
Yeah, but it took 20 years for them to make another movie because comic book movies weren't popping.
Actually, they had a whole TV show, by the way. They had a whole TV show. I just want to point out that they had a whole TV show.
They were trying to honor Christopher Reeves.
What do you mean? Superhero movies have been.
Superhero movies have not been popping like the MCU popping. Come on, stop the cap, bro.
Not like
when Blade came out, that opened the door for the modern comic book movie.
Right. So y'all not gonna see the new Blade movie, Mahershala Ali, if it ain't Wesley Snipes.
Oh, you talking about the recasting of the character? Yeah, we're gonna go see it because they recast him. They didn't put his daughter in as Black Panther. I mean,
don't do that.
They did.
Blade
Why?
Different structure. I'm saying
not different, guys. It's not different. I know you got this. And this is why I say that you guys are this. Hold on. This is what I'm saying. When Morgan made the point about people being emotional, this is what I'm talking about. If you're sitting here saying it's not the same thing, and I'm saying it is exactly the same thing. But the only difference is somebody passed. So there's an emotional component.
I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about the fact that in the history of Black Panther as a book, the mantle can be passed. That's what I mean by it's a difference between what happened.
I've said over and over again that they keep coming back to T'Challa. The mantle of Batman can be passed, but they still keep coming back to Bruce Wayne.
And they're going to do it again, which is why it's not the same.
It's going to go back.
It's gonna go back.
But listen to me, guys.
I said you guys are whining.
But once again, I'm whining. Okay.
Yes.
Right, cool. Yeah, why can't hold on.
You're not going to
no. So this is my issue with Morgan and talking about people are whining, because I feel like people deserve their space to feel how they want to feel. If you feel, hold on. If you going on and on about my pimp hand gonna be strong and I'm gonna get at people and you whining about people being upset that T'Challa is not in the movie. So you whining. You whining about, oh man, all these people, I'm gonna bring these people on the show so that I can tell them off. Come on now.
That's not whining.
Let people feel the way I feel.
That's not whining. That's me addressing exactly what I said on my post.
Dude, you've been going on and on since the damn thing. Come on now. Listen, my whole point being, I have said over and over again, I want to see multiple movies of T'Challa right now. I don't really want it. Like if we had 3 movies, if we had 3 movies of T'Challa as Black Panther, and then they just said, you know what, we're gonna do Shuri as Black Panther, I'd have been like, bet, let's do it. I got no problem with that because we got time with the character of T'Challa. We haven't had time with the character, and now they want to move on with it. And you instead now you want to try to do the mental gymnastics of doing the damn variant.
It's not mental gymnastics. I don't.
Okay, so when the movie comes out and T'Challa is nowhere in the movie, can I come back to you and say we ain't get the movie? Because
I'm saying this movie.
If Kevin Feige said we're not recasting T'Challa in Black Panther 2, why are we talking about he might come back in this movie?
Okay, Javon.
No, we're talking about he's coming back. Period. At some point in time, we will get a T'Challa.
So
Black
if he's
Panther.
coming back, why not bring him back now?
Because they didn't. Because Ryan Coogler and Cole didn't want to write that story,
and they didn't want to recast. And that's my whole point. They made a decision based out of grief and heartache, which I understand and I empathize with them. And that's why I was saying to take time. Take the time. They didn't have to schedule the movies so quickly. They didn't have to.
But that's for your benefit, though, right? That's for your benefit.
It's for people who enjoy the character of T'Challa.
Do you think this movie's not going to do well?
I didn't say it's not going to do
well.
I'm asking you.
Chadwick Boseman would not want it like this. He wouldn't like it like this.
The role is going to be recast. I've said that from the beginning, the first moment that they announced that. I said before we even had any more reporting, they're definitely going to recast T'Challa. They're just not going to do it for this movie.
They've said they're not.
We'll see.
I mean, they might. I hope they do. It would be silly for them not to.
How much money you want to put on it?
I said I hope they do. I don't know if they. They said they're not.
I am so.
That's not me putting money on it. I'm just saying what they said.
Hey, they're gonna.
Will Cooper just said what my concern is. If people don't like, everybody acting like we got all these options, right? So if we don't support this movie, ain't gonna be no Black Panther, White Panther, Blue Panther. Like none of these niggas is getting the movie, right?
That's my point.
See, I got the opposite feeling of that. I think if this movie does well, we're never going to get T'Challa again. They don't need him. They're not going to need him. They're not going to need to be cast.
I think they built writing these.
I mean, sure, he could be Black Panther. Killmonger could be Black Panther. Anybody could be Black Panther.
Who's writing the movie though? That goes back to what I said in the beginning. Ryan
writing the movie now don't have T'Challa in it. So he's like, if I could write a dope Black Panther movie without T'Challa,
that's what I'm saying. That does not sound like Ryan Coogler or anything that you've seen him do. It does not. That literally.
Man only got 4 movies, dude. He only got 4 movies.
Google Station and
you keep talking about him like he got 15 movies on deck.
I disagree Morgan.
You know my cash out.
I disagree, Morgan. I think.
What would you like to? What's the bet?
You tell me.
I disagree.
No. You said put money on it. What would you like to put money on? Because you and I can do this. What would you like to bet?
T'Challa will be recast in the MCU.
Okay, cool. What time frame are we doing?
I don't know.
You're telling me I got to wait 10, 15 years for it to try. I'm not giving you 10. I'm not giving you $50 in 10, 15 years.
In the MCU, he will be recast.
As the star of Black Panther.
Nah,
just as the background character named T'Challa.
All right, yeah, but if you, I don't want you coming to me. Hold on, time out. I don't want you coming to me going when Avengers: Secret Wars come out, and then T'Challa, the recast of T'Challa's on the screen for like 20 minutes, and then the movie ends, and then we back to Shuri as Black Panther. Then you come to me going, all right, where my money?
I'm not built like that. I wouldn't do that. But if you need me to say it on the show, T'Challa will be recast in a Black Panther role in the MCU.
Give me a time frame though, because we
will be here for 5 years. Next 5 years.
I don't have a problem.
5 years. All right, I'll take that bet. How much you want to bet?
You tell me. Don't matter. We can hackle it over.
We go $100. I bet you $100. He will not be recast in 5 years.
Sounds good. What's today? 7/26/2022.
Y'all heard
we got till 2027.
Y'all put some dew on it. Y'all put some Mountain Dew on it.
No, we ain't putting no dew on it. We're not putting no dew.
Hey, what drink you want, man? What drink you want?
I'm gonna go back to what I said.
What drink you want? I'll put a drink on.
I ain't put no drink on it. We put $100 on it.
Give me a case of Snap.
I don't want to hear that.
Listen. Hey, you get listen. 5 years.
You said
now we already know. Time out. You understand? We already know all the movies that's coming out.
I got a question for the panel. I want to know, would it be so bad if they expanded the Wakandan characters so well that they did not need T'Challa? Would that be a bad thing?
That would be terrible.
If they build these characters,
you got to say them more. Yes.
Shuri,
yes, we need a Black Panther T'Challa. We need Shuri. We need
the Black Panther is one of the most important Black comic book characters in history.
I hear you. I hear you, but if
King Supreme,
we had to, if we had to
use Ace
sacrifice,
Blade, we really got to have Ace Blade, but we might use Ace Blade.
if we have to sacrifice,
as long as Lumberjack's in there, we good.
To get 6 more
Lumberjacks and Ace Blades, they up there though.
Can I say something though? Can I say something? I want to reference what Danny once said. What Danny just said. Here's the thing though, and this is why there's a couple things that's tied in with this. The fact that we're not recasting T'Challa, for one thing, I think a lot of it is they feel like that's his character and he made that character. But it's also this idea that only one man in the planet can play like T'Challa. Like,
I don't think anybody thinks that.
But then why are we anyway?
I don't think.
But then the other thing is, why do we have to sacrifice a black male character for another character? For another character, a black female character.
Sacrifice the man. He's literally dead though. Like he's literally not here.
Oh my God! Listen to me. Chadwick Boseman passed, not T'Challa. He is a fictional character.
The character that was already T'Challa was played by Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman is no longer here. So for this movie,
what about the Joker and Heath Ledger?
The 616 to the 616 Black Panther. They had to change that. They made that.
Oh, you mean like Terrence Howard?
And at some point,
at some
point, they're going to recast.
What about Bruce Banner? That's right. Bruce Banner was Edward Norton, and now he's okay.
Javon.
All right.
Javon.
Okay.
I got a question for you. I got a question.
Man. Go ahead, bro.
Listen now. You said Black Panther's been around for 50 years, right? Okay. If it took 50 years, and now in the MCU, they introduce Shuri, Okoye, M'Baku, all of these 10 different characters, right? Now, because of the interest in these characters, they also not retroactively, but they get comic book spins off. They get their own comic books. They get their own toys. They get their own Disney. Okoye is getting a Disney Plus series. They get all of these other things for these new characters that all of these new people are interested in. Is that not a good thing for Black comics?
Oh, it's definitely a good thing.
Okay, time out. That's like a weird question. Like, of course it's a good thing.
But that's what you've been.
Hold on, no, because you're being disingenuous. Because hold on, those characters still made star turns with T'Challa in the movie. Understand that, right? Like they became stars even with T'Challa in the movie.
Let's get a Dora Milaje show or something.
You don't need to subtract T'Challa for them
I'm not saying.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I believe that they're gonna recast T'Challa. But I'm saying to you, Black Panther's been around for 50 years. Black Panther had 50 years of time to shine, right? So now,
as a comic book,
yes, as a comic book in media,
to a niche market, we've already discussed.
TV
right?
shows, he's had action figures.
Black Panther ain't had no TV show. What are you talking about?
Black Panther had an animated show.
He had that like one brief. Did anybody who watched that? Do you know anybody that actually watched it?
Everybody on this panel.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody outside of people in comic books that watch that cartoon?
No.
That's my point.
But what I'm saying to you is I believe that people will watch a Dora Milaje show.
I'm not saying that they won't. Danny, I'm not saying that they won't. I have no problem with the Dora Milaje and Shuri and everybody becoming big stars. I have zero issue with that. I'm saying that if you're going to make a Black Panther movie, I want to see T'Challa, and I want T'Challa to get his shine. This was his opportunity. And unfortunately, something really bad happened, and now people want to be like, well, Chadwick died, so I guess that means that we got to move on without him. And I'm saying you don't have to move on with the franchise without him.
So let me ask this question. Let me ask two questions. If they simply just called it Wakanda Forever and took Black Panther's name off, would that make people happier? Number two, if this is Ryan's way of paying homage to his friend, right? Let's take all this other shit out the equation. These two men were friends, right?
Right.
If this is his way of paying homage to his friend, as a people, why we got such an issue with it? Why we can't just watch this movie?
But why do I have to agree with it though?
You don't have to agree, but I'm saying there's a lot.
So that's my thing. I disagree with it.
Bro, Javon, hold up. Just let me finish. Because it's not directed just to you. I'm also asking people in the comments because I'm reading what people are saying. And it's funny to me that people are so ready to not support the movie because T'Challa won't be in it possibly in the way that we would like him to, and almost seem bothered by the fact that forgive me for cussing, I don't give a fuck. If they want to get that man a homegoing in the first 30, 40 minutes of the movie, then let them respect that man and stand on the principles that he stood on in real life. I have no issue with that.
But it ain't about him, though.
But it is.
It's not about him. It's not about him.
Yes, it is.
It's not about him.
I'm
gonna say it over and over again. Y'all can say it 50 million times. The character is called T'Challa. It's not called Chadwick Boseman.
And that's cool. That's cool.
So it's not about him.
But it is
not
about
when Christopher Reeve died.
When
Christopher Reeve passed, they didn't say, "Well, you know what? We
got
to
past 30 years after he stopped being Superman, though." What is we talking about?
But that's my point, though. The character is bigger than guys. T'Challa has always and forever will be bigger than Chadwick.
To you,
to everybody, they didn't make this movie.
Boseman said it. Boseman said the character is bigger than
not to Ryan Coogler, apparently.
Not that's his friend, though. That's his friend.
Exactly. Listen,
and that's who's making the movie.
Wally is going back to my original point, which is what I said from the beginning. What up, sis?
Tripping.
Wally.
I'm going to see the movie. I'm just saying I disagree with the direction. Huh?
Did you not see the trailer? They're literally it's a picture.
I just said that the trailer looked great. I said the trailer looked great.
No, I mean, as far as
about him. She's talking about you said it's not about him.
No, I'm saying that the character of T'Challa is bigger and has always been bigger than Chadwick Boseman.
And he will continue to grow. But you know what? For November 2022, that nigga gonna get the respect on his name that he deserves.
He didn't have the respect on his name for almost 2 years now. Okay, so every time an actor died, they need to make a movie that pays homage to him every single time. When Denzel Washington dies, they don't make a movie paying homage to him. No, they won't. Y'all lying. You guys are lying. You guys are lying. When Sidney Poitier died, they didn't make a movie paying homage to him.
But the man had cancer and was still playing his part. That's what
I understand that, guys. I understand the reality of it, but I'm saying that it's not. Go ahead, Morgan.
The issue is the exact same thing that I said before. That's where Wally's coming from, and that's where I'm trying to expound to. I appreciate you saying you're still going to go see the movie. I appreciate BJ saying he's still going to go see the movie. I agree with Wally 1,000,000%.
That's not true, BJ.
I agree.
He right.
It's not like Black Panther was flourishing.
Right. Black Panther wasn't.
But
Black Panther had a best-selling
in the comics
with Christopher. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's not true, BJ.
He said sales have always been mediocre. That's not true.
I'll let y'all better that out because y'all the comic heads. I'm gonna let y'all better that out.
Dude.
My point.
Captain America and the X-Men. Black Panther wasn't doing Chris Claremont numbers ever.
My point there wasn't too many people doing Chris Claremont numbers. Cap wasn't doing those.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you think that another actor could have played T'Challa just as well?
For sure.
Okay, so then it's not about Chadwick then.
But they didn't.
Yeah, when they're talking about hold on.
But they didn't though. You asked the question, so let me rebuttal. Yeah, somebody else could have, and had that person died, we should have did the same thing we doing now.
But that's not my point. I'm talking about that's stupid.
Niggas die every day.
How is that stupid?
Because it's not a movie about Chadwick freaking Boseman. It's a movie about T'Challa.
It don't matter. That nigga.
It does matter. Wally, you my boy, but you're wrong on this.
No, he's not. Because Chadwick.
So we supposed
Ryan Coogler. Listen, you can tell me Ryan Coogler's making the movie. You can tell me all day Ryan Coogler made this is the movie that he want to make because of his friend. And I can't listen. I can't argue with it. If he wants to make this creative choice, that he made that decision. Once again, my money isn't paying for the movie to be made. So let's just keep it a buck. Ain't nobody got control over what's going on. But that doesn't mean that I have to agree with it.
But Javon,
and I don't agree with it,
right? You mentioned a lot of other people. If this had happened, that happened, but none of those people we have never had this situation.
Nobody said honor him.
We have had this situation before.
They put.
We've had this situation
so much.
When we had this situation,
you remember the Joker, right? Didn't he die?
Man, that nigga's not. I'm talking about.
He died.
Every time we give y'all an example, and you don't like the example, y'all shoot it away. And it's an actual, accurate example. That nigga won an Oscar for it. And we still we've had 2 other Jokers.
Give me 1 second.
Heath Ledger had not signed on to do multiple movies as the Joker.
Yes, he did. He was supposed to be in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. All right, well, listen,
he didn't create
I'm talking about my character though. Chadwick Boseman in the position.
Who didn't create the character? You said Joker didn't. You said whoa. What you say?
I'm saying that Chadwick Boseman put so much into this Black Panther. If you watch the special features and the documentation and all of that stuff that went with Black Panther, you can see the amount of effort and care that he put into the Black Panther character. It's
because
not
he knew the Black Panther was bigger than him.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Do other actors put effort and energy into their roles?
Yeah, and then they
And
don't
when
die.
they
They don't die of cancer when they're done playing.
Did, though.
Come on, man.
Stallone died. Everybody is gonna.
Hold on. There are whole documentaries about what Heath Ledger put into the Joker thing. So I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Yo,
they're whole about the energy.
Huh? Ain't nobody jumping. Him and J Pat have their opinion. I've been laying off because I'm trying to.
Jeremy, you ain't got to worry about me, dude. I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm trying to make sure
everybody else can talk. But going back to my original point. My original point was, and I'm gonna say it again. If you as a black person, a comic book lover, a comic movie lover,
you can repeat this again.
Say that you're not. If you would stop talking, but
nigga, you said it 3 times.
Oh, so I'm sorry.
You repeated it 3 times. Every time you started talking, you come back. Well, my point is, if you didn't do this, this, and this, you done said it like 3 times.
You know what? I'm so sorry, bro.
I'm just saying, dude. You keep saying it like
I have a question. I'm
so sorry.
So when Kobe died, and was it the Lakers that when they had their very next game and they talked about Kobe and the whole thing was, oh, we're doing this for him and blah blah blah. Were they wrong for that?
They done changed the whole sport. They
done changed the whole reward. Time out. They didn't stop a game in the middle of the game and just start talking about Kobe.
No, they
played the game.
They changed the All-Star game in his honor.
They moved what?
They changed the All-Star game in his honor.
How did they change the game in his honor? What are you talking about?
They named a trophy after him.
They named a trophy after him, and in the fourth quarter, whoever gets to
that didn't change the All-Star game.
Point,
did the game of basketball change at some point? Did Kobe do something different in basketball? What did he do?
Daddy, did you understand the English I spoke just a second ago?
I heard you. I understood what you
Wally,
said.
did you understand the English I spoke just a second ago?
I did. It sounded like
we literally.
I guess for me, and I'm gonna just.
I forgot that the Lakers just changed their name.
I guess I just don't understand. I guess I just don't understand the problem.
They changed the name of the movie to Chadwick Boseman. They're just honoring him.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't understand the
movie.
It's almost like they offended.
You're comparing a basketball game to a movie.
You compare. I
didn't bring up Kobe. I didn't bring up Kobe. How did I compare it?
I'm comparing the player to the actor. I'm not comparing the game.
Okay, cool. But you said did they honor him?
He had honors up until this point that would be equal to the Kobe honor.
Yo, but I'm just confused.
He had award shows honoring him.
I don't understand.
Chadwick's name was on the back of every Marvel comic for like 2 years.
Jeremy, nobody said anything about them shutting down the game of basketball. They didn't shut down Black Panther.
Actually, they did.
We were in the middle of a pandemic. They shut it down when Letitia Wright got hurt. There were many times where they had to shut stuff down.
No, I'm giving you credit. I'm saying that they did.
Right.
They took a break.
The bigger point that I keep trying to make, and what Wally was getting ready to say is that the reason I said that you can't compare the Batman crap to Black Panther and what happened with the movie and the movement and the culture and all that type of stuff, there's nothing in Black culture or not, and there's nothing in white culture that we have like a close equivalent to what happened and the importance of what happened with Black Panther. Number one. Now maybe to you it's not that big of a deal, which is why you were scratching your eye and all that stuff a second ago. Maybe it don't mean that much to you, but America and the rest of the world had an entire cultural reaction behind this movie. People went to go see this movie 2 and 3 times. People bought out theaters, not just in America, but internationally. This took place multiple times, not because of T'Challa, but because of the moment, because of what they were putting on screen, because of what Marvel put money in their hands.
So what does that moment have to do with this moment?
Huh?
What does that moment have to do with this moment? This is a different moment. We already had our cultural moment.
It's not a different. It's not a different moment.
It's a different time.
The person that helped, the person that gave their life. No, it's not a different moment. It's not a different moment because the person that gave his life to bring the first moment to us is no longer with us.
He didn't give his
so now
life,
the
God.
person
You gotta
that
stop
wrote
saying
that
that,
script,
he didn't give his life. He didn't sacrifice himself to play.
He not give
he
his
was
life?
dying when he shot the
Oh my
role.
God,
He was literally dying.
He didn't give his life for.
Oh, he gave his life for 27 Bridges too.
Oh my God,
Hey,
bro.
27 Bridges.
Come on, man. Stop, dude. Come on now. You exaggerated.
21 Bridges was a good movie.
It's cool,
Stop.
bro.
No, here's the thing, though. Like, you make a point, and then I'm like, okay. But, like, I make a point.
I appreciate you going to see it.
Like,
I appreciate you going to see it despite Chadwick not being in it. I appreciate that. Jay, I respect your decision not go, but I'm still gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to demerit your black card a little bit. I don't have a
black card, man. I went to the first Black Panther with a dashiki and a kufi, all that other stuff.
Then you need to do the same thing for this one. You need to do the same thing for this one then. That's my point.
But here's like BJ
that's nonsense. That is what I've been speaking to this whole time. That's nonsense. If you say
it's not nonsense, it's not nonsense, especially since
because T'Challa got recast.
I want to go see a movie of a character that I've been reading for 40 years, and all of a sudden they're going to give me a movie named after the character, but the character not be in it. Why should I want to see that movie?
Named after Black Panther, actually. So
you just said that
T'Challa is the Black Panther. No matter how many times people say, "Oh, the got around and all that." Originally, first of all, it wasn't a mantle. He made that character up so he can go get at the Fantastic Four. It didn't become a mantle until like a priest run or something like that. Like I forgot whose run made it into a mantle.
This is gonna be bad, but I need to ask y'all a question.
Please go ahead.
The people who spent $2 billion to see Black Panther, do you think that they care? That they care at all about the comics?
Some of them do. The ones on this panel do.
I wouldn't say
the majority.
I wouldn't say a large amount because there's obviously a big a big gap between the amount of comic book readers as opposed to people non-comic book readers. So like obviously there's a percentage. Like what that percentage is, I have no idea.
Whoever says some of them, yes, please give me a percentage that you think of the people.
But like, we ain't never going to have a percentage.
Anybody could throw a number out there. We don't know.
It goes.
I could say 40%. That don't mean I'm right.
It definitely ain't 40%. It goes to the point that I was making. The point that I was making to you, Jay. You said you came at full dashiki to the first Black Panther movie. You did all that for T'Challa. You didn't do that for your people. You didn't do that for the culture.
I did that because I was respecting the moment, right? I can show you.
I went to see it.
I did it for the moment. Everybody did that for the moment.
Everybody did it for T'Challa because nobody knew who Okoye, Shuri, Naki, and nobody knew who those characters were before the movie came out.
No, you're wrong. They didn't.
Unless you read the comic books, nobody knew who they were.
No, you're wrong. They did it for Black Panther. They didn't do it for T'Challa.
Oh, it's Black Panther at the time. This is bad arguing.
That's just like saying that Bruce Wayne is
bad arguing. Time out.
Exactly. His father was Black Panther.
Time out. When Captain America: Civil War, the movie, who was Black Panther in Captain America: Civil War?
Thank you, BJ. Thank you, BJ.
Somebody answer my question, man. Somebody answer my question.
It wasn't.
Okay, cool. So when T'Challa came on the screen, I know because I was around a bunch of people. T'Challa came on the screen. Oh snap! It's the Black Panther. Everybody was excited. Everybody got excited. Hold on. No, you answer. Let me. Do more people know T'Challa or more people know Black Panther? They only know T'Challa because every time.
Come on,
man.
people know Superman or more people know Clark
Come on.
Answer my question.
Do people know Bruce Wayne or Batman?
Come on, man.
Come on, guys.
That's a valid
More
question.
people know T'Challa because T'Challa is synonymous with Black Panther.
No, it's not.
He's always been synonymous with Black Panther.
There's a whole bunch of people that went to go see Black Panther who know his name was T'Challa.
Everybody.
No, y'all just admitted. Wait a minute. Y'all just admitted that
I don't like cursing, but y'all some bullshit.
That movie were not comic book readers. You admitted that a minute ago.
I just said, but when hold on. When they saw him in Civil War, who was Black Panther?
But they still, most of them still didn't know T'Challa name. I know
that
niggas.
Don't matter who was Black Panther to them.
No, but that's not the question, Javon. The question was, did they know Black Panther or T'Challa? Most of the people that went and supported the movie, I know plenty of people who still saying T'Challa. Niggas don't know how to say that shit, bro.
They know his name is close.
Right here.
They don't know that nigga's name, but they know he's Black Panther.
Here's my last question.
Okay, so if it don't matter, so time out. So if it don't matter if it's T'Challa or not, then it doesn't matter if it's Chadwick Boseman or not.
No.
That's the logic that y'all using.
Go see the movie.
That's the false logic that you guys are using.
No, Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther is more important than T'Challa as Black Panther. To the movie.
Bullshit. The movie doesn't get made. The movie doesn't get. Oh my god. Okay. All right.
The movie doesn't get made without. The movie does not get made without Chadwick Boseman.
Bullshit. They were making the movie before they cast him.
What Cyborg's real name?
It was in production before they cast him.
What's Cyborg's real name?
Who do you think could have played that role?
What'd you say, Jay?
Dude, there's a bunch of people. Old boy from Candyman could play Black Panther. He do a really good job.
You saying there's no other talented young black actors that could play?
Like, this is my thing. Are we really serious that there's only one black man on this planet that can play T'Challa?
Nobody said that.
Are we serious?
I ask people a question.
Ask me.
Go ahead, Jay.
What's Cyborg's real name?
I have no idea.
Okay, so
his real name is Leroy.
Cyborg's real name. Does that make it seem that his character could be just anybody now? Because you don't know his name is Big Stone. Cyborg.
If I don't know his name, why do I care about it? I know he's Cyborg.
The point simply was.
His name is Victor Stone. I was almost there, BJ. I knew it was Victor something.
Nobody else can play Thor. We are all kind of weirded out.
Who said nobody else can play Thor? I'm pretty sure somebody else can play Thor.
What?
Yeah, right.
That's why they're called actors.
Captain America.
Like, you know what? Hold on. For a long time, that people didn't believe that.
RDJ is alive. Nobody else is playing Iron Man.
You don't think they can recast Iron Man?
No, absolutely not. No.
Okay, time out.
Ain't no way.
So we can have 1 million James Bonds. We can have a dozen Bruce Wayne. We can have a dozen Clark Kents, but we can only have one Iron Man.
Bro, who do you want as Iron Man that's gonna be replaced?
You guys are unrealistic. You guys are unrealistic.
I don't know what y'all niggas talking about.
I don't know what they talking about either. Like, other actors can't play roles. Like, this is the craziest thing in the world. We done had 3 Barry Allens. Like, I mean, how many Aquaman have we had? Like, my God, we've had 2 Green Arrows. Like, bro, that's why they're called actors, people. That's why they're called actors. That's their job.
Not in the movies we haven't. Not in the movies we haven't.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
What BJ just said. I agree.
We have what?
We've had more than one Aquaman in the movies, in the Marvel movies.
Not in the DC movies.
Thank you, BJ.
We've had an Aquaman on TV, and we've had we've had 2 Barry Allens. We've had how many Clark Kents have we had? We've had three Peter Parkers. 3 Peter Parkers.
3 Peter Parkers in the same
Peter Parkers in the same damn movie.
Yeah,
but no, we can't. Nobody can play Peter Parker.
Those are different universes.
I don't know where you guys are going.
See,
this is my problem when we have this argument.
I have no idea
here, and y'all be like, y'all just shooting for bullets. Y'all trying to hit the target somewhere.
No, bro.
But you keep saying, hold on. The initial question was,
let me go back to
the initial question was, do people know who T'Challa is, or do they know who Black Panther is? And
the majority know Black Panther, not T'Challa.
Let me finish. My point being is that Black Panther, for the majority of his print run, has been T'Challa. So they are literally tied
But
at the hip.
nobody knows about the print run. Nobody cared about it.
You know that
If nobody knew about how did the movie get made? Come on, man.
Devon, how are you missing this point?
Iron Man.
Okay. Nobody knew Iron Man then too, right? Nobody knew Iron Man.
You know Iron Man. You might not know that. You might not know.
I'm talking about before the movie came out. How many people know who Iron Man? I got you.
All y'all are geeks, and so all y'all know about them comics. I don't know who. I didn't read not one comic.
Did you know who Tony Stark was before Iron Man came out?
Nope.
All right. So what does it matter though?
Exactly.
But
we know that is the
point. But you know who Iron Man is now, though.
Hold on. Hey, yo, first,
y'all a weird argument.
I know I'm a guest on the show, but if we keep yelling at each other, ain't nobody gonna get shit across. So
hey, man, this all love, man. It's all right.
Number two, Javon, you playing devil's advocate because I know that you understand the point they're trying to make is just simply the majority don't know the back character, the backstory. They just know the main thing, which was Black Panther in the mask, the costume, right?
That's fine. But they knew. Hold on. I get what you're saying, but they knew it was a black man, and they knew he was king of a country. They at least knew those two things,
right? But the question was, how many knew T'Challa?
But just because they don't know his name, they understand that the character is the king of the Wakanda and he's a black man. They know those two things, right? People didn't know who Luke Cage was either until Luke Cage was out there.
Listen to me. That nigga name is literally Luke Cage.
That's actually not his name.
That's a superhero name.
His name is Carl Lucas, but I mean we can go.
I'm just
saying now. I'm making a point though. If he died and somebody else said, "Hey, that's Luke," and somebody else came out and said, "I'm going to take the name of Luke Cage," that'd be silly too. But my whole brother. I'm being disingenuous. Y'all literally said nobody else can play Iron Man.
No,
you literally said nobody else can play Tony Stark.
I said while Robert Downey Jr. is living, recasting him as somebody else's Iron Man.
I'm saying to you. The general audience, this is my wife. She's the general audience, right? The general audience that watches movies, they do not care that T'Challa is Black Panther. They care that Chadwick Boseman was Black Panther. They care that Robert Downey Jr. was Iron Man. They care that those stars played those roles.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm good with that. Fine. I'll go with you.
I don't think people care that a star plays a certain role. I think they care that the star is playing the role well.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with you on that.
That doesn't have anything
I'm gonna go with you on that.
The point is, y'all were talking about how important it is about T'Challa. What the point is that the majority of the people that went to go see Black Panther the movie had no clue that nigga's name was T'Challa. They just knew Black Panther, and they knew it was supposed to be a black man. They knew it was supposed to be a black man that happened to be a king. They don't know his name. They don't know any of the backstory. They didn't need to. What they knew was that, there's a movement. People are going to the movie theater 2 or 3 times. People are going to the movie theater 2 or 3 times.
I bet $50. If you walk into a random black person on the street and be like, "Who's T'Challa?" They're going to know who he is.
Yeah, after that movie, yes. After that movie, yes. Of course, it's going to be after the movie.
They wasn't gonna know
before the movie. You could not have known. And whose face is in their mind if you ask them that question? Whose face?
There's only been one person to play it.
And that's
the point.
So that's why we need to recast, so there could be another.
No, you don't. As I said before, if you are black,
getting a new Aunt Viv. Everybody was hurt when they came out with a new Aunt Viv, right? You can't play. You can't play the original Aunt Viv.
But they did it. And the show ran for like 3 more seasons.
She was trash.
I ain't going to disrespect her because she's Black Hollywood royalty, though. So I ain't going to disrespect the new Aunt Viv.
Can I say something?
But as I said, Jay, I'm not letting you or anybody else off the hook. You said you went to go see that first Black Panther movie in full dashiki, full regalia. If you all of a sudden decide not to go see this movie in the exact same fashion, I'm calling cap, or you full of it, selfish, or on some different stuff.
I already said that.
The only thing that changed.
Moniker selfishness.
Can I say something? Huh? Can I just say? Can I say something? I was trying to say something, and then yeah. I give it to you. people didn't know T'Challa's name. The average person who doesn't read comic books. I'm gonna use that.
We already knew that, my brother. But go ahead. Let me share.
We knew. Everybody knew that.
Hey man, hey,
I don't know why
I got
you
some
didn't
folks.
repeat it.
But the whole point is that's fine. I'm not going to repeat it. But the point I'm trying to make is that the fandom is the reason why the character is popular enough that the movie got made anyway.
This is true. But the
fandom
yes,
hold on. Hold on. So what'd you say? Hold on.
All that fact.
I think they just want to give black people something. But go ahead.
The fandom didn't make $2 billion though.
But the fandom.
So you don't think that the strength of the character of T'Challa helped allow that to happen?
Who are the people that went to go see it 2, 3, 4 times? Who are the people that took their kids?
Danny, seriously, no, be real.
The fandom. The people who
ask me how many Black Panther comics I've read. Whoa. Ask me how many Black Panther comics I've read.
In the house.
Let me finish. Y'all not even letting me finish.
My fault, Javon. My fault.
No. Listen. What I was saying is the fandom made the character popular enough to be a viable entity that Marvel would be willing to put out. Because of that, we were able to get him into Civil War, and people got excited. Can we agree that we got excited when we saw him come on and beat the hell out of Winter Soldier, and everybody got amped about the fact that there's a Black Panther movie? I mean,
pick me.
Was I alone in this?
Pick me. Pick me.
Wally, please go.
That is all sweet, but let's take it. If we're gonna be real, Marvel needs something to tap into black folks.
Yep.
Dude, that's a different freaking discussion. It's a different discussion.
That's the whole discussion I've been having this whole
time. You're veering away from the point I'm trying to make. You're making another point instead of staying on there, though.
He had his hand up, Javon. He had his hand
up. I didn't even finish. But go ahead.
Because you're gonna go to another point. I just want to tap in.
I'm trying to make the point that if it wasn't for the popularity of that character via the comic books,
but that's not
translated.
That was one in many decisions. Shang-Chi got a movie too. You telling me that? You telling me that?
Okay, so if Shang-Chi died, y'all telling me y'all won't go see a movie with old girl?
Javon,
you said it.
Call Shang-Chi.
Let me speak.
I'm just saying.
He talk? No,
I didn't even get to talk.
Just let me.
What? You were talking the whole.
We heard it the first. We heard the first 3 times you said it, Javon. We heard it.
All I'm saying is,
you said it like 4 times.
Shang-Chi, Guardians of the Galaxy. These characters, Doctor Strange, they didn't have no crazy fandom.
That's not true, though. Okay.
You telling me that they were selling enough books off of the current Guardians?
That's not what you said. You said they have a crazy fandom. They are fans of Doctor Strange. They don't really make movies of fans of Doctor without fans to prop it up.
I got quote unquote fans, but I ain't getting no movie. What I'm saying is,
dude,
hear me.
And if your book did, and if your book got optioned, then we'd be like, it was. Then you very rarely do books without any fandom get any push. Very rarely
got that deal. But listen, here's what I'm saying. Simple and plain. Yes, people supporting Black Panther put it into a place where they made books, right? But there's also the other factors that goes into it. It wasn't just, because the fandom held it up and put it on a pedestal. It had also a lot to do with what's marketable. How can we tap into these other markets? And we can't pretend like that don't play a part in it.
I didn't say it didn't, but that's a different argument than what we're talking about.
But that ties into all of it. Because the question was about why did people go support it or see it, and who knew this, who knew that. At the end of the day, Marvel, Disney's not stupid. They're like,
they're not.
To tap into this audience. And if this works, we out of here.
I understand that, Wally. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm saying that's not the same. That's not the same discussion that we're making. The discussion that was put forth. Hold on. The discussion that was put forth is why people go see the movie. Why did people go see Black Panther?
But you were talking about why it got chose. You said the fans.
Right. I said that Black Panther is literally the most popular black character out next to Storm, I would say. Is the most popular black character in all of comic books.
Hold up,
before his movie came out.
Before you say that, I don't know who this other Facebook, they said fans equal marketability. The Snuggie had no fans, and it was marketed and made $1 million. You don't have to have fans. You have to have exposure, reach, those things make things marketable.
I'm not disagreeing, but
not to you,
You're right. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing.
Yeah. So just to be clear on that, because I'm not sure your background, but just to, you know what I'm saying, marketability can be anything that has the ability to be marketed. That's what marketing is.
Right.
That's why Guardians of the Galaxy was able to get 3 movies. Nobody was out here rooting for Guardians of the Galaxy, but Marvel, Disney, money, budgets, we can take whoever and put it together and do something phenomenal with it if we market it right.
Right. But my point being, though, is that yes, the character of T'Challa, but everybody got excited when T'Challa came on, and everything about him,
a black person came on.
They did he was T'Challa.
Nobody was. Falcon been in 3 movies, and ain't nobody calling for Falcon movies. Nobody was calling for Falcon movies. So don't sit here and say they're a black person. No, Falcon ain't get a movie after Winter Soldier. Did I miss the Sam Wilson movie?
That nigga corny though.
You see that, right? You make a point. I cut it, but you just said they got excited of the black person.
He wasn't the primary character though. He was a sidekick.
A black person.
Black Panther wasn't a primary character in Civil War.
He was the king of a country. What are you talking about?
He was the king of a country, but he wasn't the. You said a primary character.
He wasn't a sidekick.
You said.
He was not a sidekick.
Okay, he wasn't a sidekick, but he wasn't a primary character in the movie, though. He was a side character in the movie.
What's the difference between sidekick and side character?
I get it. I heard the primary
character between those two things.
He's a side character. He wasn't the star of the movie, but he had a star turn.
Side characters.
But I'm only going with what Wale said about a black man. But a black man showed up in Winter Soldier. He didn't get a movie. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, let me rephrase it. That's a cool ass black king.
Yeah.
I got my mother was like, yo, that boy Chadwick, I done seen him in this, and that. That boy dope.
Yeah.
Now he doing no comic book movies. You know what I mean? Like it had nothing to do with who the character was. It had to do with
his family.
But you just said it has something to do with the character. You're confusing me.
I pointed out the black factor, the factor of tapping into
because you said that dude was corny, and then you said, but this dude was the king. So it does have something to do with the character.
But the nigga Falcon could be a king too, but he a corny king. Niggas not trying to go.
He ain't the king though.
See that nigga,
but he not the king. T'Challa is the.
But it don't matter who that nigga could be God in the movie. That nigga kind of corny though. I'm sorry.
And he's corny as Captain America too. He's a great value Captain America. Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Exactly. Nobody's trying to tap into that.
But that means the character of T'Challa.
Niggas gave the first Captain America a statue in his show. What the fuck, bro? Like that's what we're giving this nigga for fighting his ass off, and you allowed that nigga go be sidekick Captain America.
Cool. That his ass beat by Batroc the Leaper.
Sidekick Captain America with your red.
So wait, you got an issue with him being Cap?
No, he can be Cap, but nigga, if you're gonna take the man,
but he's a corny Cap though.
They gave a nigga a statue. You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference. There's a corny factor with him. Like, bro, is not that. You know what I'm saying?
But what makes Black Panther cool? Hold on, I'm gonna say it. But what makes Black Panther cool is because he's the king, and he's everything about it is T'Challa though.
What the freak is at the top to T'Challa? What is that,
ma'am? That's his name.
I know it's his name, but what's why do you
I don't know another way to say it. His name. I'm trying to be nice here. It's his name.
Teach her the comic history, man. People know how to
say. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the etymology behind the name T'Challa. But
let me hype about it. You like,
but that's his name.
Hype about that name than Chadwick Boseman. I mean, I'm just saying.
You said you ain't know his name. I'm gonna make sure you know his name.
But I knew Chadwick's name.
I bet you know his name is T'Challa. We said T'Challa.
Sis is making the point as a living, breathing version of what we were talking about, that the majority of the people that went to go see Black Panther did not go see Black Panther for T'Challa.
Bullshit. That's what I'm saying. That is bullshit.
You can say that all you want, but you're not right. Dude, you're wrong.
You don't think that? Hold on. We're talking about one person, guys.
No, I can majority of people read Black Panther.
Dude, you're right, but the majority of those people saw Civil War, though.
Exactly, people saw Civil War.
Did Civil War come out before Black Panther, or did Black Panther just show up on the damn screen.
They saw
Yes or
Chadwick
no?
Boseman.
You can't say that the character was just out of nowhere and then
They
he just showed up and made $2 billion. That's not what happened.
They saw Chadwick Boseman as
you guys
Black
are not
Panther.
being honest.
Devon,
You guys aren't being honest, man.
You are correct. He showed up as Black Panther in that movie, but what we're saying is the cool factor of the actor that carried it, the costume.
I'm not disagreeing with any of that.
Those things all play more. A lot of
But
people.
the costume is part of. He's literally dressed as he is in the comic book.
But
So-
Shuri wore a costume too. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, a lot of people that saw him in Civil War, still didn't know T'Challa.
We might not be right.
I'm not laughing at you, Wale. I'm sorry.
Can I tell y'all something?
I'm not laughing at you, Wale.
Can I tell y'all something? I did not even make a list tonight. I didn't even make a list. I knew we wasn't getting to it.
I knew it too. That's why I came on early.
I knew we wasn't gonna get to it.
I knew it. What did I tell y'all in the thread? I said I'm gonna come on 30 minutes early because if I don't, I'm not even gonna get to say anything about this. We were supposed to talk about notes.
We should have did that first, man. We should have did it first. We ain't getting none of it.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I knew it. I made a list, but I wasn't worried about it. I was like, nigga, we're not gonna get to it. So I mean, I knew what was gonna happen. I made a list.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? But
I knew we wouldn't get to it.
BJ, that was the laugh of the night right there, man.
I ain't made
That
no
was the
list.
laugh of the night, man.
I don't even eat most fast food, so I would have been terrible at the list anyway.
Oh
listen,
man,
I'm still gonna give my list. I'm still
My
gonna give my
dude
list.
just been Five Guys 5 times.
Nah, I don't love Five Guys that much. But
Five Guys ain't even on my
What
list.
about that Arby's, boy? That Arby's.
Arby's,
boy, if you don't sit down somewhere, goddamn it.
man. I'ma jump so far off your side of the.
Oh my god, boy. Are you really about to get your black card? So I swear to God.
Hey man, we gonna shred that, bad boy.
You know what I'm saying? I had my third eye open on you as it was. Before we got on this show.
Hey, man.
I already had it on.
Hey,
Now
Jay,
you
man, we were there for like for the last 2 hours.
Come on, man. Y'all like
y'all
that?
3 minutes.
No, we was there for like 2 hours and 3 minutes.
You get that cheese whiz on it, man. Come on, man.
No.
That'll be on like that $5 roast beef.
No, bro.
Hell, not the roast beef.
No.
On that dry bread.
Oh my god.
That's that loaf of bread that's in your house.
Come on, man. You know you like them curly fries.
I'm gonna we gonna give it another week before we review.
Oh god.
We'll give it another week before we review. No, we were supposed to do that tonight.
What my son made. I don't even know what it is, but
Power Rangers.
He made a Power Rangers morpher.
That's what's up.
This dude.
What? Oh, that's the morpher.
You're terrible.
We're supposed to do a note. I'm gonna say it
I thought
one
he
more
said that's
time.
the Power Ranger morpher.
I'm gonna say it one more time.
And that's what
before
I was
give my
repeating what he
list
said.
because I did it.
I'm
gonna say it one more time because I did it because I did this list.
Hey, I got artwork on my wall that ain't nothing, but my son made it. It is beautiful. I love it.
Nah, DJ be doing
impressionistic.
DJ be doing this thing, bro.
That's why I asked. I said he said it's a morpher, so I was like, oh, that's a morpher. And she thought I was making fun of him. I wasn't making fun of him.
Terrible. Nephew made a whole fidget spinner. He be making all kinds of stuff. But all right. I'm gonna say it again.
He says Morbin.
I'm gonna say it again.
It's Morbin.
I'm gonna say it again before I give my list.
You still doing the list, yo?
I'm gonna say my list. I'm gonna say my list.
Look, like, yo, they gonna get this list tonight.
Yeah, you gonna get
I wanted to talk about Nope though.
We could go ahead. We can do the list next week, man. Give her impression of Nope. We might as well.
Trash.
Tiana didn't like it.
I don't know.
Don't do that.
Wow.
One of 2 people in our family that didn't like it. Everybody else liked it.
All right, but let me also say this. Let me say this. For those who watch this show, you already know Danny and Tiana.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You already know Danny and Tiana be on some BS when it comes to scary movies or horror movies. They don't watch.
It wasn't even scary though.
So you can't even take their word for it.
Which is why it was trash. Because it was supposed to be scary. The scariest part of that movie was the kids.
Nope. You don't like scary movies, and then you're gonna be like, well, it should have been scary.
I don't like scary movies. So if I go to a movie to see something scary and it's not scary, bro, I done wasted my time. I done got myself hyped up for something scary that ain't even scary.
Sis, the only thing they would have had to do
no sense.
The only thing they would have had to do to scare you. The only thing they would have had to do to scare you is get somebody on the screen and say voodoo. You know, oh shit.
It's over.
You'd have ran about there. You know what I'm saying? Voodoo. Satan. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't gotta do nothing. They don't take much. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. Don't do that. That movie's not supposed to be a horror anymore.
Oh god.
I said it's sci-fi. It's sci-fi. What in the world is happening right now?
Damn, man. He's trying to make up for the.
He got a whole diorama going on over there.
Bro, what's happening right now?
He got a whole city.
This is what my kids be doing, bro. Built a whole castle out of cardboard.
You might want to take this. I don't think I can carry it.
Daddy, you don't buy your kids toys?
It's not heavy.
No, they just going away.
Oh wow,
They just going away.
dang!
I was just asking a question, man.
Their creativity is coming out right now.
Kids don't care nothing about toys. My kids are into crafting. They don't care nothing about
That's
toys.
beautiful, though. That's beautiful.
Kids
Seriously.
trying to start business.
Trying to make that.
They trying to start businesses.
I'm sorry, that reminded me of what's that Abbott Elementary right there?
So nope.
Trash.
Definitely not.
Hey, man.
For me, nope is Get Out is still the gold standard. Nope is second. Us is last. That's for me.
No, wait,
Nope
what?
Nah, Us was better. I think Us was better.
Get Out's number one. Nope is second. Us is third. For me.
Us was the one where the people were it was like a
yeah.
Yes.
You thought that was
Nope
worse
is
than
better.
Nope? Negro, what?
I told him.
Yeah.
See?
Without question.
It
Without question.
Us was scary. Nope was trash.
Scary to who?
It was creepy. Yo, it was a whole there were very scary scenes. Like the
You tell me
scene
if
where
you saw somebody walking around looking like you and they were trying to kill you, you wouldn't be creeped out.
Whitney gonna sing. You already know what the answer is. You know what the answer to this is.
Morgan gonna be the dad in us. Morgan gonna be the dad in us. If you want something, we can do something.
Us was scary compared
I ain't doing all that talking.
What was it called?
Up was better than Nope.
No, I think Nope. I like Nope. I just thought the ending was a bit like off.
I mean, you remember the scene where the alien opened up and it looked like it was just a sheet waving in the air? Like, bro, what was that? Like,
that's
what
called
was that?
limited budget.
No. Now, if we know one thing, Jordan Peele ain't got no limited budget.
They did like this.
You're right, Javon. That's called we ain't spending the budget on that.
Nah, what happened was I think I'm going back. I think I'm going back to see it tomorrow. But like, there were different.
You gonna pay your money to see it again?
Hey, you got some people in the comments who haven't seen it yet.
Hey,
yeah,
man,
bro, y'all giving out.
We gave you the warning. We just said we
bro.
talking about it.
Sean, you see what they doing, bro? I said, let's wait until next week. Let's give people another week.
Dang, he said, I'm from Detroit. We see that all the time. What? What in the world?
What Detroit? What?
I think he was.
I mean, it is Detroit. You know what I'm saying? We know Detroit got some, stuff going on.
I don't think he was talking about the alien. I think he was talking about us.
I don't know.
Doppelgangers, you got in Detroit, man. What?
I don't know.
You be walking around seeing people that look like you.
I'm concerned either way.
That's terrible.
I'm concerned either way.
I guess I will go to Detroit. I see myself walking around.
Man, I'm about to give my list. You know what?
Go ahead, give your list, man. You determine.
This Negro got to tell this food list, so let's listen.
Yeah, I'm not doing no poll though.
Go ahead, do your list.
Y'all, Danny even do a freaking list.
I can make one up right quick. Which one?
It ain't
hard. I got mine. I got my list. Go ahead, Morgan.
The main one, Chick-fil-A, Panera.
Number 5, Five Guys. Number 4, Chipotle. Number 3, Wendy's. Number 2, Chick-fil-A. Number 1, Starbucks.
Chipotle.
Starbucks number 1?
Yeah.
Chipotle.
Huh?
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
You mean the place?
You're not about to
where
say
people keep getting
on this
sick?
show.
You talking about the place where people keep getting explosive diarrhea?
Yo, I said Chipotle.
You say diarrhea?
That's what every time I talk to somebody who went to Chipotle, man, that got to me, man.
That's what I hear when people go to Taco Bell. I don't hear that when I.
I'm trying to understand when Starbucks became fast food, though, bro.
Nah, it's
fast food. I asked that specifically. I asked
fast
Starbucks.
food.
They said
It'll take you 2 hours to make a meal.
Starbucks got to be number one because it's literally
niggas be eating at Starbucks, bro. Like y'all be like sitting down and cutting the dinner and like.
I mean,
the
you don't cut it.
they
Do you
got
cut your McDonald's?
I don't eat McDonald's.
But that's fast
That's
food.
bubble gut food. We don't do McDonald's.
No, I'm just saying. I
wouldn't
didn't.
put
You know what?
McDonald's
Let me be clear because I probably shouldn't even be talking. I don't even go to Starbucks. I don't know what them niggas serve. I just thought niggas go in there and get coffee and come up back out. I'm sorry. Like, forgive me.
I go almost every day.
I know. I be at Starbucks. I go.
Starbucks.
I'll give you my list. I'll give you my list.
Starbucks changed the culture, bro. So it had to be number one.
So you gotta go number 5. You gotta go McDonald's because it's everywhere.
What are you wearing?
Put it together, please.
Number 4, Dunkin' Donuts. Number 3 is Pizza Hut. Number 2 is Wendy's, and number 1 is Chick-fil-A.
Fast food?
What's not fast food? What's fast food?
Pizza Hut is fast food. Number one, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, man. I like.
It was between
Listen, I don't
Chick-fil-A
subscribe. I don't subscribe.
Panera bread? Y'all don't like Panera bread?
I love Panera bread.
I don't even know what fast food is no more. Y'all naming stuff where I'm like, God dang, that's fast food.
Well, what's fast food to you, bro?
I didn't know pizza was fast food. I thought it was like.
I just thought like the McDonald's.
It's considered fast food.
Fast food.
If there's no drive-through, it's not fast food.
To me,
Panera,
if we talk about
does Panera bread have a drive-through?
Absolutely
yes,
does.
absolutely.
I've never seen a Panera bread with drive-through. Maybe that's a Connecticut thing.
I'm certainly not going inside the order. I'm going straight to the drive-through.
I've seen it both ways.
I ain't never seen a Panera bread with drive-through.
I would off the top of my head, I would go. Panera's gonna be on there. Chick-fil-A is gonna be on there, but it's gonna be Five Guys above that.
Zaxby's,
and it's gonna be
Five Guys. Does Five Guys have a drive-through?
Nope.
Five Guys do not have a drive-through, but they burgers make it worth the wait.
All right. And they franchise.
So and they give you enough fries to choke a buffalo.
Yes, sir.
Zaxby ain't got no drive-through.
Zaxby's
what?
They
Where
do.
You live? Where
have Zaxby's up here?
You live in Connecticut.
Zaxby got a drive-through.
I'm in the Northeast. We ain't got no Zaxby's up here.
Yeah, y'all got like. Do y'all have?
That's why you said
we do. We got Kentucky Fried Chicken and Popeyes.
Popeyes.
We got Bojangles.
Y'all got Culver.
We got Popeyes, huh?
Popeyes.
You said I can't say Bojangles.
Who?
Don't say Bojangles or Popeyes.
I can't hear you, Morgan. What'd you say?
Culver's. Somebody told me about that and said it was good.
We used to have churches up here. We don't have it no more.
Oh, yeah, don't nobody like churches like that. Bro.
I used to love churches.
What? Churches back in the day was on point.
What are you talking about?
You a lie.
When you had them old folk working in there, yeah, them honey biscuits.
Churches was good, bro. What you talking about?
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like drinking your grandma's bacon grease.
Lies you tell.
I'm just saying. Culver's is great.
Wait a minute, time out. You talking about churches and you got Chipotle on your list. I can't.
Chipotle is banging. Who don't like Chipotle?
I don't.
Chipotle got to be right there with Subway though. For real.
Don't.
Chipotle got to be right there with Subway. Yeah.
Nah, Subway got messed up once Jared started. Jared.
When Jared started dealing with the little kid.
Like Jared make the food.
My middle daughter.
I don't care, bro. Ain't no redemption.
Danny, this is not.
Danny,
you try to get your kids jobs like we can.
I don't know what's happening.
For anybody that's watching, my son is a very good architect.
Nah, my middle daughter felt left out, so she brought hers. All three of them, they all had a building competition the other day. So
I was gonna say so. I'm not gonna say
this is just the time. This is just that time. Jay, did you have a list?
I did make up a list real quick.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Jay just made a list.
I made a list up.
Don't say Arby's. You didn't already say
if you put Arby's, I'm gonna have to let you go.
And I eat Arby's, but
their little fish sandwich is banging. You can't front on that.
I ain't never had
bro.
fish.
If you put Arby's
number 5 is Wendy's.
Okay.
Then number 4 is Five Guys. Number 3 is Popeyes. I don't know why we're not allowed to say Popeyes, but I'm put Popeyes.
Good,
them biscuits make you choke. Go ahead.
Those red beans and rice,
they do be making you choke.
Yeah, you gotta have honey.
You can't eat the biscuits without something to drink.
You need a whole thing of tea.
You got
my number 2 is Chick-fil-A, and number 1 is Boston Market.
Boston
Man,
is that fast food?
What? I mean, it's fast food, but
you can get a whole chicken. You can get a whole chicken.
bro.
Even your computer don't like that pick. That's why
I'm telling you.
That's why your your computer all mad at you right now.
He said Boston Market. His computer said, "Nigga, what did you say?" Take that off that list. What the hell are you thinking?
He said, the computer already got mad at you for Arby's.
You should have just said Arby's.
I'm a fish sandwiches.
Look at that. It ain't agreeing with you.
It ain't allowed, bro.
It ain't allowed. It's like, I will be damned.
You heard Boston Market.
You know, can you hear it on your end?
I'm gonna need you to use sign language, bro.
He said Boston Market. Nigga, stop embarrassing me. Take it back.
He said, "Stop embarrassing me in front of these white folks."
Like, damn it,
stop embarrassing me for white people.
Listen, I said,
I'm trying to explain myself. Y'all hear me yet?
Like, it's not us. That's your
all we hear is robots and Skynet. Skynet rejects your choice.
This is Skynet.
Anyway, hey,
Agent Smith said I can't do it.
Oh man,
y'all have a good night.
He's saying it put you in the Matrix, man.
Oh my god.
Oh dude. Oh, that was.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know what happened with your mic, bro. I don't know why it's doing that. I was trying to figure it out.
Is it still going? I got my little snowball ain't working. Come on. Is it better?
I got the same joint. I don't know. Maybe you got to do the equalizer on or something. I don't know, bro.
Dude.
Yeah, see, why are we using the same joint?
What is that thing? What is it? It's just a mic?
Just a mic.
Where you get it from?
Is it better? Is it better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Where you get it from?
Target or Best Buy.
I mean, Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
Okay, I might have to look at that, man.
Yeah, it doesn't have much, but it was like $20-$30. I can't remember.
Hey, man, Jay, I got to tell you, man, that was a top 5 moment on top 5.
That's right. I'm sitting here talking. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm going to explain my Boston Market pick. Ain't nobody hear what I'm saying.
Your computer won't have it. Is your computer or your mic? One of them is protesting.
Oh, man.
I swear to be.
Oh man,
I knew that conversation was gonna get serious. Like that's why I came on early. I said if I don't come on early, there's no way that I'm gonna get to talk about that bishop, bro. So I'm gonna have to come on early, get that out. And the blessing is, you know what I'm saying, our folks, you know what I'm saying, came on and listen to that too. So I mean, we just gotta keep growing our viewership. I'm 100% sure we're gonna circle back to this conversation. 100%. So. And I'm going to say it again, just for the record, 7/26/2022, 9:52 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Listen, if you're black and you like comics and you like comic book movies and you do not go see Black Panther 2 because T'Challa's not recasting it, you capping? Or
man, we can't understand you, man.
Yeah, see, that's how I know. See your computer telling on you. You see what I'm saying? Every time you get ready to say some BS, your computer be like, "Nigga, be quiet. Stop it. Don't say it."
Your computer black as hell, man. I gotta tell you.
It is a black computer.
There you go.
That's better.
No, I mean, I'm very interested to see. I am honestly interested to see the direction they take with the movie. Like, I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna have an opinion on it. Like I said, my hypeness for it is not at the level that it would be because I would rather my thing is, especially when the storyline that they're using with Atlantis versus Wakanda, to me, that storyline has always been it's not Atlantis versus Wakanda. It's T'Challa versus Namor. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where the crux of it has always been that. So I'm personally disappointed because I was looking forward to that.
And they was not gonna respect anybody but T'Challa because they got that kind of like king respect king kind of thing.
Hold your mic up again and talk. Maybe
is it better now?
Yeah, I don't know what you did before, but it was working. And then
it might be your cord.
Yeah, that sounds like
maybe your cord got a short in it.
Maybe. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you got a short in your cord.
Or if it keeps happening, just use your laptop mic. It'll work.
I guess I could do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I wanted to see that storyline play out. Like I wanted to see that rivalry play out. And that's what I'm saying. Like it takes a little bit of the bite out of that rivalry in my opinion. And like I said, we ain't seen the movie yet. So, and I know Morgan's not versed in the comic books like that. So
yeah.
And anybody who's not versed in it, but it's like Civil War. You know what I mean? Like there are people that weren't versed in the storyline for Civil War. And if they had done the storyline for Civil War with like Iron Man versus Hawkeye, like, I mean, it wouldn't have the same, to me, it wouldn't have the same like feel. Like you could probably be a good movie, but it wouldn't have the same feel.
No, but you understand, I respect that, especially for you guys that grew up with the comics. I respect it. I understand it. My point this whole time has been about, and I think Wally was on the same page with me, it's not just about the story, it's about the movement and it's about the movement, it's about the culture, it's about the phenomenon of what happened with Black Panther #1 and carrying that same momentum and that same love and that same respect, all of that into this movie, even more so into this movie because we lost the man that signed on to do the job. I understand you wanted to be recast. I respect that. I agree that he should be recast. That's why I started out early saying I agree T'Challa should be recast. I agree with you. But I also completely understand why they chose to go the route that they did for this movie. I respect it. I'm going to enjoy the movie regardless, and I'm going to show up for the movie regardless. If I had to start a trailer and the trailer looked garbage, I'd be like, I don't know. I ain't going to lie now. Like, I'm not going to lie and say the trailer was dope if it wasn't. But the trailer is one of the better trailers that Marvel had. I've heard people that ain't even black that were saying, like, this trailer might be the best trailer that we've seen from Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Especially, there were mad people emotional just from watching the trailer. So there's no way you could look at the trailer and say, oh, man, I don't want to go see it because of the trailer. There's no way you can. I can't say there's no way. The majority of the people that I've seen from the reaction of them watching that trailer is excitement and being happy.
The trailer was dope. The trailer was definitely dope.
Yeah, but that's my point. So going back to what I said before, because I want to make sure that point solidifies so that when we return back to the conversations, it's understood of what my position is. I agree that they should recast T'Challa, but as a black person, especially a black person that's in the comments and into the MCU, there is no excuse at all to me that is adequate for you not to go see this movie, especially if you went to go see the first one. If your reason is because T'Challa didn't get recast, I can respect your decision to do that. But at the same time, I'm looking at you sideways like, so you're going to let them not recast T'Challa make you miss a cultural phenomenon for black people and Africans all over this country and the world? I don't agree with that at all. But that's your money. I can't spend your money for you. But
I would have never argued with you if you had said that the first time. I would have never argued with you if you had said that the first time. That's the first time you said it that way. Because you said, I'm gonna tell you what you said differently. You said, "I respect your decision."
Yeah,
but you didn't say that before, though.
Oh, you stupid! You selfish! You a child? That's what you said at the beginning.
I still feel that way.
But that's what I said. If you had said that in the beginning, I would never argued with you. That's what I'm saying.
No, so it doesn't change. So just because I respect your decision, like, okay,
you can't respect it and say you're stupid at the same time.
I didn't say you're stupid.
That don't match.
I didn't say you're stupid.
You told me we were whining.
That's not me saying you're whining and you're stupid is not the same thing.
No, I'm saying you can't say you respect somebody's decision and then say, "Oh, y'all whining about it."
Nah, more in the beginning, you did say that's stupid. I think you were just in a heated place at the time.
Yes.
No, but did I say they're stupid or that's stupid?
You said you're stupid. I don't know who you saying it to.
You said it.
Oh, my bad.
2 hours.
Hey, if I said somebody specifically was stupid, I apologize. I don't think I meant to say that. But I didn't think I said a person was stupid. I said something stupid.
No, dude, you said what you just said there right there without the "I respect your decision." You said if you said all that, you stupid and you whining, and you said all But then you came back just now.
I think he started with "You're stupid," and
yes,
I think he did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Actually, I'm gonna take it even further though. I'm gonna take it even further. When you were on the thread with me, you said that's bull crap. That's bull crap.
Yes, I still feel that way.
That's not.
I still feel that way. But that's not the same as me saying you stupid. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
worse. That's
Oh,
worse.
my bad. Hey, listen, my feelings ain't changed. You know what I'm saying? Like my feelings have not changed. To me, you still capping. If you black, you are black, and you're not going to see Black Panther because they didn't recast T'Challa, you still capping, bro. Like you faking. Somewhere you faking.
It ain't capping because my thought process is my feeling that I know is if this movie does well,
that's a good point.
Without T'Challa, we're not going to get another T'Challa.
That's a good point.
If it makes another 1.5 billion, 2 billion without T'Challa, they're gonna be like, why? We don't need to recast T'Challa.
I don't agree with that.
It's in Ryan Coogler's hands. I'm telling you, he's gonna. I don't know Ryan Coogler personally, right? But you feel like you get enough. You can get to know somebody's style, what they stand for, and all of those things. To me, Ryan Coogler is one of the most solid. He's an incredible representation of what it means to be black and successful and be excellent in that space while not losing or shedding who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like he's always at all times, all Oakland, always 10 toes, always for the culture, period. When he signed on for Black Panther #1, he said, I'm not even doing it. If y'all not gonna give me creative control to write this story and tell the story how I want to do it, I'm not gonna do it. That agreement didn't change. So for me personally, I know that Ryan understands the importance of having T'Challa in the MCU. So I know that he wants to pay homage to this movie while still moving the universe forward. And so we're still moving the universe forward because we're getting ready to see Atlantis. We're getting ready to see more Wakanda and more Wakanda tradition. And we're also setting things up for the multiverse in this saga. We still the movie. It's not like the movie is stopping in a moment in time. Just the whole movie is going to be about mourning T'Challa. It's not Chadwick's version of T'Challa, but you don't just gloss over that loss.
Well, can I say this though?
And he's gonna pay homage to it. He's gonna pay homage to T'Challa as the 616. To Chadwick
you slided from the initial point, but about Jay was saying he just thinks that if this is successful, T'Challa's gone.
Nah, I don't agree with that at all.
But this is what I'll say though about Ryan Coogler. I don't think as long as he's at the helm of the Black Panther franchise, he's going to bring back T'Challa.
Why?
Because for all the reasons why he didn't recast T'Challa right now.
And I personally think after this movie, Ryan might be done with this franchise.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know because he's already signed on for the Wakanda for the MCU series
for the TV.
Wakanda.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm saying as far as the movies, I think.
But I don't think he's gonna pass. Why would he sign on for the series? He signed on for the series after Chadwick.
I think he's a producer. I don't know if he's directing.
Even with Creed, he put people in position and moved away from it, and it was no loss or anything associated. It just wouldn't surprise me. I don't know what his contract is, but it wouldn't surprise me.
But even if he doesn't, even if he stays on, I don't think he's going to bring back T'Challa because Chadwick was his friend. And I don't if he wasn't in my opinion, if he's not in the space to do it now, I don't see what change. I mean, unless they make the movie 10 years from now. You know what I mean? Like
I think what BJ Kick said earlier is what's going to happen when the next director comes in. That's when we'll see a change, and that's when we'll see T'Challa return. I think it's definitely going to be. I'm not going to count Ryan out, but I think it happening with a new director is more likely than anything.
But that is where, and I kind of agree with Jay here, is so, and this is where I go back to me as a fan of T'Challa. Now, if let's say that is the case, right? Let's say we're going to go with because everything we're talking about is an assumption, right? Let's assume that Ryan does one more movie, right? Like Ryan does one more movie. It took, when did Black Panther was the first one came out? Like 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
Like 5 or 6 years ago, something like that. Yeah.
Right, 5 6 years ago, right? Right. My mom passed the same day it came out. The day after, actually, it came out, which is why I'm a part of my connection with it. But let's say the next movie don't come out for another 3-4 years, right? Because that's about, so we're talking about the same amount of time. And let's say he doesn't bring back T'Challa, and T'Challa doesn't come back as a variant. So now me as a fan of T'Challa, that means I'm going to get like 10 years or more without a film with T'Challa in it. And I have already waited 30 some odd years to see him, and I only get one movie. And now let's say that a new director does come on and they want to do T'Challa. Well, we've already waited 3-4 years for this movie. Now you're talking probably another 3-4 years for that next one.
I disagree.
So now you're talking like, what's wrong with that timeline though? You think that they're bringing you? Oh, you think that they're bringing in a variant? I know, but you think they're bringing a variant, and I'm saying I'm using the logic and what I'm looking at right now. And right now, they're still emotional about Chadwick passing. Clearly,
that's not
because
the
I don't think it's going to be any different for the next movie. So now, not only am I not going to get T'Challa for another 2 movies, I'm not going to get him for the whole TV show, the whole World of Wakanda TV show.
Got him for the TV show anyway. I think the TV show is going to focus on.
I think he would have done the TV. He did What If?
No, I'm saying it would have been like him popping in. It wouldn't. He wouldn't have been.
Even still, though. But even still, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to get a live action T'Challa again for another 10, 15 years.
He's not going to pop up in any other MCU movies.
This is nonsense.
Unless they do a variant, which means that he's not going to be a star. He's going to be a background character.
I don't think they.
Do you understand? But do you understand how I'm looking at it?
I completely understand where you're coming from. I do.
Which is why I'm saying just rip the Band-Aid off now.
I hear you. I disagree with what their direction is and with Marvel's foresight. I don't. One of the reasons that we still ride with Marvel is because of their execution of things. I don't think Feige's ignorant of the uproar. People have been talking about recasting T'Challa for over 2 years.
Yeah, but he hasn't.
Who?
Feige.
Not openly. This is my point.
But that's all we have to go on. All we have is the information in front of us.
I understand that. All I'm telling,
you're assuming that with the direction that Well, no, I'm using the information that's put in front of me.
No,
information.
Hold on. We're still assuming though. All of us are still.
It's still an assumption.
Well, no, right. We're all assuming, but my assumptions are based on the information that's put in front of me, and the information in front of me is Feige said we're not recasting him for 2. Coogler seems to have no desire to do T'Challa without Chadwick Boseman. Clearly, it has still emotionally affected him
for this movie,
right? But I'm saying that if we're talking 5 years now, nothing that I saw from him from his presentation showed me a man that's ready to move forward with T'Challa and do another T'Challa movie. Like he seems to be quite comfortable and happy working with the strong other characters that are around him and kind of, moving forward with, like, to me, it makes no sense for them to introduce another Black Panther in this movie just to turn around in the 3rd movie and then bring T'Challa back. Does that make sense? That would be like doing Captain America. That'd be like doing this next Captain America movie and then bringing Chris Evans back and taking it away from Sam Wilson.
I don't agree simply because they changed Panthers and brought T'Challa back in the comics. So I'm just simply saying there's a possibility.
That's fair. I'm not saying that there's not a possibility. I'm just going off the information provided to me right now.
Who is this talking?
It's probably Robert.
We don't know who Shuri is. We're assuming that it's Shuri. We're assuming it's Shuri, Nakia, or Okoye, and that's a yes.
To me, it really doesn't matter who ends up being the Black Panther.
I know. I'm only dealing with this comment.
Yeah.
So, because I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm only dealing with this comment. It's an assumption. I don't like the fact that we admit that what we're talking about right now is an assumption. I don't like the surety here. We don't. That is who is this? we do not know who it is. That is one of the allures of the movie. That's why when the claws come out at the end, we're all. That's the when I watch reaction videos, everybody on that part because
I will say this.
It's definitely a female shape.
Yeah, but I will say this:
if it turned out to be a man, you're gonna feel strange. That's all I'm saying.
He got a sexy body then, because
no, but
I'm just saying.
I will say this: Marvel has been known.
He had a dump truck back there, boy.
Marvel has been known to release certain things in trailers that they alter, cut, or intentionally edit
100%,
throw people off.
And if it turns out, and like I said to Danny earlier, if it turns out that this is kind of the okie doke, and they are like T'Challa returns, and maybe this was kind of a, you know what I mean, like a bait and switch, I got no problem with being okay, but we still got T'Challa back. I'm happy because I got T'Challa back.
Right.
Like, this isn't me. That's what I'm saying. Like, I agree with Morgan and that people shouldn't not go see this movie just because T'Challa's not in it. My only thing with Morgan is I said I understand and I can empathize with somebody who decides not to see it.
Yeah, no.
Because I remember I said I agreed with you. I just said I can understand.
But that's where I don't think we were off on that. It was the fervor that I was. So I understand it. I understand why they're saying that I understand why they're saying they're not going to go. Like Jay, that's why me and Jay were talking. Jay's not the only person I've seen say I'm not going for that reason. But that's not going to make me change my stance of what I said. To me, and Jay, I don't mean this disrespectfully. I'm just saying it like, for me, something else is going. If you can miss a cultural phenomenon for African Americans and Africans and black people in general, you're going to miss a cultural phenomenon for a disagreement with the decision. Not because the trailer's bad, not because there's no indication that this movie's going to be bad, outside of the fact that your character that you love. I understand this, right? Let me say that first.
I want to see a Black Panther movie isn't going to be there.
Okay, but if
I'll say this: if Eric Killmonger ends up as Black Panther, I'm tapping out. I'm not even joking.
I'm gonna be in that, but like,
I know you like Killmonger.
Let's go. I'm gonna be hyped. You hear me?
I know you. I know that's you. Like, and me,
Jay's
I'm good.
Jay's gonna feel strange because he said he got a dunk. So you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying. He was doing the squats.
I'm trying to caution this man.
Doing the squats, man. I can't hate on him for that.
But it would be in line with what Marvel is doing to put Shuri in the outfit, because they are currently in a generational shift, right? We've already seen a new Captain America. We've seen a new Hawkeye. We've seen a new Thor. We might even see that one again. We've seen a She-Hulk. They are in the middle of a generational shift, so it would be in line with making Shuri the Black Panther. Like, it would be in line, which is why I think that's what they're going to do. Now, there are a lot of people who are okay with that. And that
isn't Riri supposed to be in this next Black Panther?
Yeah, she's in there.
Yeah, she's in there.
So that only makes sense for Shuri to be the Black Panther. So they're going to have their little camaraderie. 2 teenage black girls.
Kenji, cut it out. So all right, listen. First,
he's right though.
About
Shuri being Black Panther for the next decade. Like,
we don't know that. We do not know who Black Panther is. That's the point. That's one of the points of going to see the movie, to see the reveal of who is in the suit. That's one of the reasons. So when we all find out, maybe it's again, the reason Shuri makes the most sense is because that's what's in the comics. That's what that's what's in the comics. Shuri took over in a situation that's very close to this one. Black Panther went to a different. He wasn't in an ancestral plane. But when he he went to the underworld or something, Shuri took over during that time period. When Black Panther went,
no, he got injured.
When Dr. Doom put him in the coma.
Dr. Doom messed him up. He got injured. Dr. Doom messed him up. He got injured, and he was not able to be Black Panther. I got the book right here.
Wasn't there a story where he became? I think
he became the king of the underworld. King of the dead.
Yes.
Okay, that was Black Panther too, though. They both were Black Panther at the time.
But in that time period, didn't Shuri take over?
No, they were both Black Panther. She was the king, though. Queen.
Okay.
He was the king of the Metropolis, and she was the king of the Golden City.
My point is, it's not abstract to our minds. Those of us who are, I'm on the back end learning the stuff. That's why I defer to you guys on that information. But my point is, one of the reasons that people are saying it's going to be Shuri is because of that storyline. People have heard about it at this point, if they've looked online or whatever.
Right, but my whole point about that is the Shuri in the comics is so much different than the Shuri,
which is one of the reasons why I'm saying that we don't know that this is going to be Letitia Wright in that suit. Because
I can totally see Marvel going for the okey-doke.
I've said this before. If they do that, I don't think Ryan's bad at writing. I know he knows in the first movie what he put out there, but to me, if they do that, they're gonna have to in order to make it believable to all of us who are there to see it, they're gonna have to show some type of montage of Shuri having to train, of Shuri having to train to show that she's worthy to take the mantle. Because in Wakanda, it would not make sense for Shuri to take the mantle because we already saw M'Baku not wanting her to take the mantle for the reason that she was not a fighter. And she was just up there playing with her toys, as M'Baku said, or whatever. So we already know there's a precedent for not wanting to, for Wakanda not really seeing her as Black Panther. So in order to change that, they're gonna have to show us some type of montage of her training, like what they did with Falcon and Winter Soldier in that series, where they showed us Falcon, training with the shield, and he couldn't throw it at first or whatever. I don't care whether it's a quick montage or whatever. I'm just saying, if Shuri is Black Panther, they're going to need something like that in the story to make it believable, especially because she fought in the first Black Panther and she got destroyed. All she did was shoot her little gauntlets, but she had no fighting prowess. So to me, and I said this before, to me, the two obvious choices, if you're gonna pass it on to one of the women, is going to be Okoye or Nakia. For the story that was told in Black Panther #1, Nakia is the best. If it was me, I'd go with Nakia. But that also depends on the biggest thing it depends on is why did we lose T'Challa? That's the biggest thing. Everything hinges on that. Why in the story is T'Challa gone? Everything hinges on that. If it's something that, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the like I said, that's one of the exciting parts of going to see the movie, at least for me.
Which is why I'm willing to go. I'm willing to give Marvel a chance. I'm not against saying, all right, show me what you got. But like I said, I mean, if Shuri ends up Black Panther, I'm like, all right, it's I think to me, I don't care. But I know there's dozens of little girls that out there that would love it. There are dozens of women that would love it.
That would be a really dope moment for Black women.
That's fine. But for me, right. But for me, it's always been, why do we have to give up? Why do we have to give up?
We know why.
But
you just don't like the reason.
I disagree with it. I disagree with it. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
there's what, 3 black male superheroes in the MCU right now? Not including, actually 2.
Well, but again, it's not because the MCU was like, we don't need T'Challa. The person who's playing T'Challa died. That's the reason. You just disagree with their plan of action based on his death. And that's what the whole conversation has been about.
Right.
My bigger conversation, so some of my conversation with that, but my bigger conversation was, come on, black folks, get the freak out of here with that. You're like, I don't want to hear that. I can't spend your money for you, but I'm gonna be looking at you sideways. You know what I'm saying?
But that's assuming that everybody has, to me, and this is where we're different. I don't feel that because I'm black, I have to watch X movie. You know what I mean? Like that, I've never felt that way.
But that wasn't my point. That wasn't my point.
Yeah, but you made, you're saying, come on, black people, come on, black people.
No, but I understand. honest. So I'm just gonna say because I've been chilling, listening.
Yeah.
I understand both sides, right? But I do agree with Morgan from the standpoint of we complain as a people. I'm not saying me or any of us here personally complain, but as a people, we complain about not having enough representation. We complain about not having enough of us on screen, not having enough positions of power. We complain about the whole spectrum, right? Then we also complain when something is put out there. Oh, Jordan Peele ain't good because of this. Oh, this ain't good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we complain, we get something, then we shoot ourselves in the foot. And at the end of the day, all we're doing is weakening the ability to have, because we should be able to have whack movies just like everybody else getting to make white movies, right? Well, hear me out, Javon. What I'm saying is
I'm listening to you.
Hollywood will give a budget. They made a movie about a white woman with a broom or some shit, right? Did terrible. I forgot the name.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Did terrible. But guess what? They're gonna make some more movies that's terrible, right? So they get the opportunity.
Right, and I agree.
And I think what Morgan's point is, when we do have stuff that is good and we don't support it for certain reasons, even though technically people do whatever they want because that's how that works. But when we don't support it and the funding isn't there for other things, or they use the excuse of, well, nobody shows up for y'all, you're not marketable, we can't put this in, we can't do, even though we know that's not true. It's the reality of how it's handled, right? It's the reality of if we don't show up and show out, even when we did show up and show out, we had a surgence, but we didn't get what we should have gotten from Black Panther making the money it made, right? Any other situation, every actor from that movie would have gotten opportunities to go lead this, to go do that, to go blah, blah, blah. So we still see the unbalanced world that we live in, despite our accolades. So when we don't support things that are done well, and I get it, I'm a black man, I want to be represented just as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my thing about seeing T'Challa. I'm looking at a reflection of self.
That too.
On that screen, right?
Yeah, we
but
agree
I also
on that.
was happy that my wife and my daughter could see reflections of themselves, right? The same reason I'm going to go rent a theater to watch The Woman King. Period. Yeah. I'm gonna go support that movie.
Bet.
You know what I'm
Me
saying?
too. I agree.
Really.
And so it becomes that hard dynamic because I also have a son who I want to see himself reflected in every way possible. You know what I mean? Like, I got brothers who want comic book heads that went 30 times to go see Black Panther. You know what I mean? And so it all means something on a scale where we're teetering on a weird thing when we don't support good projects, even if we have certain gripes about them, because we don't necessarily do that to the rest of the movies that come out. We just go and say, either I'm gonna go watch Spider-Man 3. That last Spider-Man movie was cool. It wasn't great. That shit was okay. Niggas was Spider-Man for 5 minutes, and it was 3 of them niggas in the movie, right? But we accepted that shit. We're gonna go check it out. We're gonna see it. Captain Marvel was horrible. Except for Sam Jack, that shit was Endgame. It wasn't great. Let's just agree on it.
It was great. I just didn't think it was horrible.
Right? Yeah. Endgame. Let's be honest. The Avengers movies as a whole are more hype than they are great films, right? They're great. We're saying great, Javon.
Endgame was a great film, sir. I will argue. I will go another hour, sir.
It was out of the 3, it was the best of the 3 Avengers movies, but I'm not gonna say that it was a great film.
Endgame wasn't better than Infinity War to me.
Y'all saying it was a great
film. We digressing. I'm not gonna go there, but I get your point. I get your point.
My point is, if we don't support ours, and if we don't push ours, and if we, whether it's Marvel or our own indies or whatever it might be, if it's good and we don't push and fight for it and make sure it gets the accolades, make sure it gets the funds, the same thing we do with comics on the indie circuit and everything else, if we don't stand for it, then we're going to keep seeing them everybody else find reasons to not fund, to not support. And I'm not saying that it's each individual's responsibility, but at the same time, we are responsible for our own. We are community. We are culture, right?
That's fine.
That's my only thing about it. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to slap nobody. I'm not going to call nobody stupid. I understand people's choices for whatever they choose to do. What I'm going to do is say, all right, if Brother Jay said he ain't gonna go check this out, I'm gonna go buy a second ticket to make up for him not being there. You know what I mean?
Me as well.
Can I say this though? I agree with what you're saying for the most part, but I think for me, I do want the diversity, right? But I also want the equity and the equality, right? And when I say that is, I can look at, say, I'm trying to think of a bad white actor who makes bad movies, but whatever. Like I could go see actor A and be like, man, that don't look good. I don't want to go see that. Right? I would say that, right? Even though that, like you said, those bad movies gonna keep being made.
Right.
There are black people who make bad stuff that all the time I'll be like, yeah, I'm not seeing that because it don't look good. And I think what we really want is to be able to have more and also have a choice.
Right.
Right. So it isn't that every black project that comes out hinges on every single black person going out and doing it. Right. I understand that's where we are, but I think what we really want is to be able to go, I have a smorgasbord of things to go see.
Right.
I'm going to support that one and that one and that one and that one with the understanding that the others are going to be supported too. They don't necessarily have to be supported by me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's why I'm saying, like, I'm trying to think of, like, there are, like, you know, like Tyler Perry. Yeah. I respect Tyler Perry as a businessman, as a creative, you know, person or whatever. But I don't go see a lot of his movies.
Right.
Why? Because I'm not I don't feel like I'm
you're not his audience.
I'm not the audience. Now I'll go see every now and again. Okay, that one looks okay. Like I liked Why Did I Get Married? Like I loved Why Did I Get Married? That's a good film to me. So I went to go see that one. But I don't feel like I'm not supporting the culture because I don't go see a Tyler Perry movie. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and Tyler Perry movies are part of the culture. Like, let's not act like they're not part of the culture. They are part of a black culture. But me not going to see the new Tyler Perry movie that came out doesn't mean that I'm not down for the culture and I'm not supporting the culture. And that is a problem.
But that's not specific to what I said. What the group that I spoke to and continue to speak to is if you are black and you read comics and you watch comic book movies and you choose not to go see this one, you capping.
But you're missing a point. You're missing one point in there, though, and that's the point that Jay and I have been talking about all night. Black comic book fan of T'Challa. That's the point that you're missing. That I'm not, like 9 times out of 10, the person that's black and a comic book fan is going to go see Black Panther regardless. Like, let's keep it real. Most of the people who aren't going to go see it are either just guys that are just being contrarians or people who are actually fans of T'Challa. And they don't like that he's not in the film, which is why I use the Batman reference of if I make a Batman movie and I say, well, we ain't gonna have Bruce Wayne in it. If I'm a fan of Bruce Wayne Batman, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I can pass this one. Somebody else will go see it, but I'm gonna pass this one.
But the difference is still they got the option. We don't have as many.
But options. I just talked about. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I made the talk. That's why I made that point.
In that point, that is the difference for us when it comes to films with these type budgets, this type reach, this type scope. We don't have, even with all that happened with Black Panther, we ain't seen nobody scrambling to do nothing when it comes to the comic world on the scale that it should have been done had it been anything else, is what I'm saying.
But I don't know. I'm confused at what you mean, though.
I mean, if anything else, if somebody does a horror movie with some good people of a different complexion that's successful, all of a sudden look what happened with Squid Game. 50 people wanted to try and do something similar and put budgets behind it because look how successful that was. We didn't get that chain reaction with Black Panther. Spike.
Well, you know why that is.
I don't know if I agree with that though, because we actually it's so I don't know if it's a 1-to-1, but it is very similar because if you look, Shang-Chi really only happens because Black Panther happens.
It does, but what I'm saying, I'm talking about amongst our people, though.
Right, I understand, but but we also like Captain America with Sam Wilson. Right, I know Captain America with Sam Wilson don't happen if Black Panther isn't successful.
I get all that, bro, but what I'm saying is, where's the other movie that got 200 million with a black cast, black directors, writers, the whole nine?
But you're talking, but that's like saying, well, how come every comic book movie, how come every Marvel movie isn't making a bill because Endgame made a bill? Like,
no,
it's two different. They're two different creatures. Like, I'm
saying Black Panther should have spawned so much more because we've seen it happen with other projects time and time again.
Had Black Panther 2 way before now.
Well, the reason why we didn't have it is because of the order in it, and then Chadwick passed.
True, but you see,
with the recap,
we're just simply saying at the end of the day, when we don't, it gives more reason for why budgets aren't given, things don't happen.
But I just don't think it's a 1-to-1 because Black Panther has allowed for doors to be open, but they're not always in the same arena of superhero movies. Like Us, Get Out, Nope, Issa Rae's movies, like The Warrior King. All these movies I'm not
gonna put Black Panther as the reason Issa got what she got. Issa put in work.
Well, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that the understanding of a black man made this with a black cast and everything like that aided her. You don't think that it didn't give her a boost?
I don't.
Okay.
I think
she
disagree with that on her own. She put in that work.
I'm not saying that she couldn't have done it on her own. I'm saying the reason that I'm saying is it makes things easier.
There was a
wave. You don't think that Jordan Peele, huh?
There was a wave behind her because of Black Panther.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's a wave, and that wave pushed a lot of people to the front of the line that normally wouldn't be at the front of the line.
True, but I don't think that's what happened with Issa. Issa already had a wave going.
Okay, fine, forget Issa. But there are other films that have come out that got pushed to the front of the line due to the success of. You made the point of the actors in the film. You made the point that the actors in the film didn't get other opportunities. What Old Girl got Us because of Black Panther.
I'm saying from the rest of Hollywood, who gave her the role in Us?
Matt, they didn't.
But the whole point of
they didn't do movies.
But that's what I'm saying. We're pushing them. If we're looking at Black Panther, if you're saying, well, Black Panther should have opened more doors or had more of an effect, and I'm saying it did have more of an effect. It allowed us.
I didn't say it had
black
no
people.
effect. I said the effect wasn't the same as we've seen happen with other projects. It's the girlfriends to friends effect, right? It's the.
But you're talking about the difference of. But I'm saying that you're talking about the difference in audiences because Black Panther, we as black people supported the crap out of Black Panther, but it was also buoyed by the same white audience who knew of Black Panther from comic books. Right. Those white folks brought their friends too.
True. And all I'm saying is with all of that, it still did not get the same spin-off, the same energy, the same as all around the wave.
But it did. But we just talked about how they're doing a TV show and we're about to do the second movie.
In small spurts compared to a lot of other things that would have happened if it had been anybody else, is what I'm saying.
Well, what else? Give me another example though.
He's talking about, you might be missing it because he's talking
about.
No,
I understand what he's saying, but I'm looking for an example to compare with it.
Another example, I'm saying if you take anything that has been out there and been half as successful as Black Panther was, and some of the roles. Matter of fact, even Viola Davis, Lupita, and others have spoke on the fact that no, it's not like we got tons of roles and offers. We still had to go out there and fight to get certain things, even though we were in this movie that did all this. It's even when I look at Breaking Bad compared to The Wire, right? Breaking Bad got all these nominations, got all these accolades for great writing, for the storytelling, for blah blah blah. But did The Wire get any of that? No, and we know the reason why.
I agree with you. I agree with you on this. Like, I'm agreeing with you, but but the point I was trying to make is that we were talking about it. There being an effect in Hollywood. That's all I was saying. But I understand what you're saying in that it should have gotten them more than what they even got. Like, I got you.
Right.
I got you. But I also think that Black Panther to me is an outlier because, like I said, yes, we as Black folks came out and supported it, but it's also like a Marvel movie, right? And people come to Marvel movies by default at this point. You know, when Captain Marvel made $1 billion, I think Captain Marvel made $1 billion.
Yeah, that was some BS, but yeah, it did.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's where we are with Marvel movies right now.
I think the other thing too is I think, like you were talking about us being able to have the option and it not affect everything, right? We're not there, but I think this movie will be a movie that there will be a division in how it's supported and why it's supported, and it'll still be successful, and it'll start to continue to open up the ability for us to have the option. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it's fair that we don't have the option.
I think this movie's going to do $1 billion. I personally think it's still going to hit. I think the division. I think there's a lot of people, and I'm not talking about you, Jay. So, like, just understand.
I'm talking about you.
There's a lot of people out there who talking about they not going to see it, and they really lying. They going to be front and center, just like everybody else, because all they people's going to go, and then they going to go, and they going to go with them. And they might sit and complain about it, but they're going to put their money down and they're going to go watch it.
Let me speak to that. Now, the movie that just came out, Thor: Love and Thunder, aside from T'Challa, Thor is one of my favorite characters. Thor, Colossus, there's a couple characters in my top 5. I did not see Love and Thunder, and I refuse to go see Love and Thunder.
I wasn't talking about you, bro.
He's just making a point that he didn't.
I'm just making a point that there are other people.
At this point, if they're not giving me what I want to see, I'm not saying I didn't go see the Eternals. I want to try to see that.
Okay, so I can. So let me. I want to say this real quick. I can respect that 100%. That's why I said what I said earlier. I can respect that because again, I can't spend your money for you. I'm inclined to figure out where you live so I can just drive by there.
No, I'm my address.
You know, on the day that it drops, and then we could just take a ride, and then you just see.
He's just gonna drop you off at the movie theater. You gonna sit in this car?
Yeah. Huh?
You down in North Carolina?
Yeah.
I think I got some family down there.
Yeah.
You gonna sit in your car?
I'm just saying, what I'm saying? I might just ride by, what I'm saying? If you want to take a ride and we just end up somewhere. If it happens to be a theater, is what it is.
But I'm with you, Wale.
And pay no attention to my dashiki.
I want to make sure you understand, Wale. I'm with you. Like I'm from a time I supported I think the only superhero movies that I didn't go see with Black people in it was Steel and Catwoman. That was it. I saw
Catwoman because I had to check Halle Berry out, but still,
to this day, I have never seen it. But I understand. I do understand.
I had to check Halle Berry out for the wrong reasons that would get me, I guess, canceled.
I feel you. Mm-hmm. But I understand the importance of what the film means.
Right.
Like I get it. Like I totally get it. I've always known that. I've always understood.
Yeah, I think you made that clear, Javon, throughout that you see both sides. You know what I mean?
Right. I've always seen both sides, but I was making sure that you understood that what I was saying was coming from the fan of the character, literally. Like literally, my family got this from me. They know.
Even with Jay saying what he's saying, if and people can still do whatever they want, but with Jay made the point that was the only thing for me. When you would have somebody who would push this movie to the side, but then go see every other one. But Jay's making it clear, like, yo, if it ain't what I want to see, I don't care what it is. and I'm not going, and that is highly respected. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
You better not go see Love and Thunder. I better not hear. I'm just playing with you. I just playing with you.
No,
I just playing with you.
no, but you understand my point.
But but that's conviction though. That's like real conviction as opposed to like fake conviction.
Which is why I said I got respect for that. I got respect for that because at least you're consistent. That's why I said I'm not primarily speaking to Jay, more so as I speak. Like what I said is if you're black and you like it somewhat includes Jay, but I'm more so speaking to those that are like, if you've seen all the rest of the Marvel movies, but now all of a sudden you got an issue because of T'Challa.
But this is a good point right here, though. Like this is the point that I'm sitting in. If you want to see T'Challa, it's probably gonna make you feel worse. This, like to me, always the whole movie. I'm gonna be sitting there probably going, "This would be so much better if T'Challa was in it."
Jesus Christ.
Because I'm a fan.
I'm glad that's not my thing. No, I get it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you not coming from me as a little boy, reading Black Panther comic books and waiting for this movie. Like me and Jamari, you could talk to Jamari about this. When the movie first got announced,
I ain't say all that. No.
What?
No, I'm responding to this person. They said it was like
Jamari.
I didn't say all that. No.
Yeah. But I'm saying like Jamari can tell you, my cousin will tell you, like before the movie came, I'm talking about before he even showed up in Civil War. When they first announced he was in Civil War, in my mind, me and him used to talk all the time. Like, I hope black people come out for this. I hope black people come out for this. Like, because I was not sure that we was going to ride with this because, black folks can be really picky sometimes. Mm-hmm. But like, I was hoping that we were right, but I was looking forward to this because this is a character that I've loved forever. Mm-hmm. And so, like for me, going to see the movie, it's going to be impossible for me to sit there and go, man, this would be really good if T'Challa's in it. But I'm gonna just be doing it the whole movie. I might have to watch it twice just to get that out of it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, get through all that, and then because it's going to be hard, man. And I know a lot of people going to be like, they miss Chadwick, but in my mind, I'm like, I miss T'Challa.
The point that you just made is oh man, I just lost that point just so fast.
Well, I'm gonna make a point. Love and Thunder is probably trash. I ain't seen it, but I will see
it. It
was for free. But
Love and Thunder was not as bad as Morgan proclaims it to be.
It
was entertaining. It was entertaining.
The rom-com is trash.
Yeah, they've been handling Thor wrong to me.
Amen. They handled him. This is the wrongest. This is the wrongest they've handled him, and it's not close. I'll tell you that right now. Don't do it. I'm telling you, they ruined what could have been. This movie could have been so much better, and they made very terrible choices.
Hey, what? We're gonna go back to T'Challa.
If it had a different,
I'm just gonna give him crap because you just gave me crap all night about this movie would be so much better. He talking about how his movie would be better.
If it had a different director, it'd have been better. They picked the wrong person to direct this movie based on the villain that's in it.
Hold on. So, and this is the part that really gets to me that I wish wasn't a thing. Somebody said it's upsetting the debate I've seen on Twitter about Wakanda Forever as a conspiracy to raise black women over black male lead T'Challa. I just hate the fact that I hate any time is a rift amongst our people about any of this, because at the end of the day, one side winning over the other ain't no win for us. You know what I mean? And that's the part that makes it like, I wish, like, we're speaking from a different place, I think, than some of the other debates are going. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I just wish people weren't even in that place where it's got to be us against them, or Ryan Coogler's caping for this, or whatever. Like that's painful for me, for my household, because it's like, we're trying to see all of us win. You know what I mean? Like, period.
Yeah. My only thing, and I said this earlier, was I feel like why do we, and once again, I know the answer, but why do we have to lose a black male superhero because we want to diversify and have a black female superhero? Why can't we have both? You know what I mean? Like, Like that's and I know the answer, Morgan. I know you're fixing your mouth to say it, but we done already been through the answer. But I'm saying from a philosophical point of view, like I said, the MCU ain't got like a million black superheroes. You know what I mean? Like
I know they need lumberjacks. That's for the bees.
Oh, you gonna give up lumberjacks like that?
Nah, they don't need lumberjacks. Lumberjacks need to just get that deal.
I thought you said you ain't selling lumberjacks.
I mean, you know what I mean when I say that. I mean, you just explained it. No, I'm not.
I'm just saying. What you talking about?
My point is, if they had they had a dope character like lumberjacks or Harlem, or you know what I mean.
I mean, they got dope characters. They just ain't using them.
You right.
What am I looking at?
Oh, that's my guy at Black Panther #1. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying.
I had to
so
go
like,
back to 2018 to find that pick.
See, when the day comes, and you know what I mean.
Hey man, listen, I respect that man's love for T'Challa, dude. Me and you right there, dude.
I respect it. I'm just saying, you know,
I'm gonna show you my love for T'Challa right now. Hold on.
If we take a random ride and end up at a theater, and you know what I'm saying, it happens to be a movie playing.
Y'all don't think I love Chadwick? There it is. Like I sell these at the Comic-Con, but it's Black Panther.
You didn't love Chadwick. I didn't say you didn't love Chadwick.
Hey, but look, we got another king, another black king coming. Don't worry, we're gonna put some more of them black kings.
I was reaching for my book, but I forgot I had it packaged for the Comic-Con.
Don't worry. We got black kings everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's not a king yet. Well, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't got my book, man. I ain't got my book.
I mean, it's a dope little necklace he got on right there. You know,
y'all caught me on the one day I ain't got my book in.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
I didn't know you had
to go get your book, man. Go get your book, man.
Dude, I got a Comic-Con this week, dude. I packed.
Oh, it's all packed up. Okay.
Yeah, man. I had one this past Saturday, and I just didn't unpack, and I'm just leaving them in there.
Understood.
I'm just saying.
Nah, man. I can't listen, man. You know how long
it takes me one more time. Woo! Black.
Go. Yeah. I can show you my bank statement from that Comic-Con.
Don't do that.
I ain't putting numbers up. I ain't putting numbers up.
Oh, okay. Because I want you to get the money. I ain't want you to get to the next show and somebody be outside like. So
I'm telling you,
the numbers.
I want. Hey, like the pastor. I want to get jacked.
Exactly. You learn.
That part.
Don't mess around and you had them boys outside.
Everybody, I don't make nothing.
But I'll say this though. I'm gonna say this. This is my last point, and I'm gonna take off. As much as people get frustrated about what Marvel is doing, I think it was, I don't know if it was Kenji or somebody else, but they made the point that we need more independent projects on film, because then we ain't got to have these discussions. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Heat is on the screen, you got control. I got control of Heat. Lumberjacks on the screen, we got Lumberjack. King Supreme, then we control the narrative, as opposed to a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate.
Right. That's happening though, and I'm very proud of the people that are doing it. Like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was on the Pivot podcast earlier today, and he was spitting, bro. I loved everything he was saying. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of us out there that got to these places based on our audience and other audiences that are then using that to keep ownership and share ownership and pass ownership down among us so that we can produce our own content. You know what I'm saying? And I love what's happening right now.
I love Black Panther.
I love what's happening within the culture right now. You know what I'm saying? So and we already see Kevin moving in this space. You know what I'm saying, with Black Sands. You know what I'm saying, with him moving in that space.
Tyler,
Tyler got a deal. David Crownson. You know what I mean? Like there's people that we know that are out here making big moves. Wally being modest. You know what I'm saying, but. You know what I mean?
Ain't got no movie deal now, but you know we keeping it moving. But we ain't making no money. But for the people that's waiting for at a convention, ain't making no money. So don't be trying to run up on my live. And I might back. So
I mean, if you want to run up on me,
think
you get embarrassed at a Comic-Con. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, don't do that.
There's plenty of swords around Comic-Con. I'm gonna just say that.
Whitney sings well everywhere.
Swords and a couple other things outside by the time you try to get to me.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said, according on what city we in, it might be swords and a couple other things outside by the time you try to get to me. So let's just not do it. Let's not do it.
Stay. Hey, buy the book and keep it moving. That's all I'm gonna say. Just buy the book and keep it moving, man.
But
But
I ain't got no jewelry on, sir. What you look? What you
I don't wear jewelry, so I don't wear it. But I do want, like I do enjoy seeing like independent books, keeping it moving because, like I said, Marvel owns Black Panther. Black Panther was created by 2 Jewish white guys.
Yeah.
Like let's keep it real. Like I love their creation. I love that the Black people who have added to it and made it more authentic. And I appreciate them. Christopher Priest, Reggie Hudlin, all them dudes. But for us to have our own stuff out there like that, to me is the bigger goal. Like I don't mind supporting Marvel because Marvel make good stuff, but
that comment though. Javon saying something real, but I know y'all see that Ultra Instinct comment, right?
What the hell is Ultra Instinct?
Oh, Javon.
Wait a minute,
Javon.
Is it a video game?
I'm about to go to sleep, and I don't go to bed till like 2.
Dude, what is? No, seriously, what is it?
Ultra, you don't watch Dragon Ball Z?
No.
About Ultra Instinct?
I've said that on more than one occasion. I don't watch Dragon Ball. I don't watch anime. I'm not an anime dude.
Goku's latest form.
I don't watch anime.
You ain't never heard nothing about the Ultra Instinct? All right, I ain't mad at you. Being honest,
I don't watch anime though. Like Morgan knows this. Like, why is Morgan acting like I don't watch anime at all?
You got broaden your horizons, man. Watch some anime.
I've tried. Dude, I went to Savannah College of Art and Design. Ain't nothing but anime watchers there.
Yeah, bro, you made Jeremy gasp in Korean.
I mean, I'm sorry.
He didn't even do it in English. He did it in Korean. I don't even know what that sounds like.
I'm trying to understand why it was Korean and not Japanese.
I
don't know.
Listen, look, I tried to tell people. I when I was in college, and we every day you go to like dinner in the cafeteria or whatever, and they had like this big TV screen, and all the Black folks would try and get to the TV screen first. But they never could because all the Asian dudes would get there and they just put on Dragon Ball Z or whatever was coming on at 4:00 or whatever on a Cartoon Network. And for the life of me, I had to watch Dragon Ball Z every damn day. So no, I was done with it. I was like, I don't want nothing to do with anime. I have tried. Jamari has tried to get me into anime. Everybody has tried to get me into anime. I just know my daughters.
I'm not huge on anime.
I just can't do it.
I'm not huge on anime, but Dragon Ball Z is.
Dragon Ball Z is so damn boring. Oh my god!
I will say, if you are a fan of Dragon Ball's,
it's so boring.
Legend, a Dragon Ball story, or a Dragon Ball tale, it's an indie film, an indie short, like 11 minutes.
That animation is bananas.
That joint is ridiculous.
The animation is great.
That joint, it's an indie joint that this cat, I can't even think of his name right now. It's called.
It's the one where Goku turned into the Monkey King at the end.
Yeah.
That joint was.
Dude, I just know I've watched episodes where dudes are standing there talking for like 3 episodes straight. Nothing happens. And I swear to you, I wanted to throw a chair at a TV. I swear to you. I was like,
it take a long time to throw a spirit bomb. He got to get all the energy on Earth.
Just to put, like Jay said, Ultra Instinct is a form that Goku.
The way he feel about now going to see about T'Challa, I'd be damned if I had to sit through any anime. I will sit in the car. I will know I'm not playing with you. Like I just know. I tried, not for me.
You got One Punch Man.
Well, just to put it,
I have tried.
To put it in perspective, they were giving you props by saying that you look like you could do Ultra Instinct.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sure. So you know how to use your hands.
Basically. I gotta end this show. I gotta go to Boston.
I watch my wrestling. I watch wrestling.
You need to go to Boston Market, man. How that's not in everybody's top 5?
I eat Boston Market. It just ain't top 5.
I gotta run to Boston Market and then by Arby's so I can get the curly fries.
I'll be damned if I eat at Arby's. I'll be damned.
I'm going to eat at both of them. I'm going to eat at both
Arby's
of them.
Listen. I shouldn't have to eat the same bread that's in my damn pantry. That's Arby's. All right, it's the same damn bread.
That's terrible.
They got that repurposed roast.
They ain't even toasted right.
Put all the bad parts of the beef together and slice it back up for you.
Around here, I thought Arby's was just like drop off spots for other activities. You never see nobody going to the joints to eat. For real. Real. It got to the point where somebody be trying to go. I'd be like, nah, I ain't even going over there, bro. They're like something about to go down tonight.
He said they do drug deals there. That's what they said. That's what he's saying. He's saying they do drug deals there. That's what they say.
Bro.
I'm helping you read between the lines. What he's saying is that's where the dope man hang out. All right, because ain't nobody there.
If there's an Arby's on Beatty's for it,
oh man,
don't come to Charlotte and go on Beatty's for it. Nowhere.
Bro,
I'll tell you that right now.
That Arby's is the most unsafe fast food restaurant parking lot.
I'm telling you right now, bro. Don't do it.
Me and the homies used to go to this restaurant, this mom and pop spot across from Arby's, and we would sit at the window and just watch people pour in. And we was like, yo, what are they doing? They ain't leaving no food. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was looking around, moving real quick. Like, it'd be like 2 cars there that's supposed to be working there. And I'm like, yo, how is this? How?
I'm so done right now. Oh my God. That was the most visceral destruction of Arby's I've ever heard in my life.
I'm just saying, yo, like it. Oh my God.
That's worse than that old boy's video of Arby's when they was throwing it at they was throwing
I
it
don't
away.
know.
Man.
I enjoyed the conversation. I know we're gonna come back to it. I will give another week for notes, for us to do the review, and we're gonna do a spoiler review next week. I don't want to hear it. You had 2 weeks. By then I'd be seen it twice.
I might not be on next week, yo.
Well,
it's my birthday.
I'm
gonna be 41, man. I might not want to be sitting. I know.
Get some creaks in your hip.
Hey,
one more year, you be right there with Chadwick again. You know what I'm saying? 42. You know?
What'd you say? I could what?
One more year, you be right there with Chadwick. You know what I'm saying? 42.
That's the very weird statement, more.
I was gonna say, like, what? This nigga know what he just said to me.
I'm not really sure what. But
I'm just adding.
I'm a try. Depending on what I'm doing at the time, I might stop through. But yeah,
I mean, listen, bro, it's your birthday though.
Hey, listen, man, I'm old. I ain't trying to be out. I don't be out on my birthday. We be out for dinner.
I'm not going nowhere.
Be out for dinner. That's it.
I'm not going nowhere.
Happy advanced birthday to you, my brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. On that note, y'all have a good evening.
Oh, before you go, Javon, let me say, man, I appreciate y'all having me on. It's always dope to be in a space where we can, as people, can talk, even if we see things differently, talk, have civilized and uncivilized conversation, and come back to a place of peace, love, and harmony. So that's definitely dope. Jay, you look like you would slap Morgan's slap hand back, so I would probably have to come with him to try to help slow that down, because I know in most cases Morgan probably slap most people and just keep it moving, but I feel like you might either
have to arm wrestle.
You know what I'm saying? Or pull one of the sandwiches out and hit him with that joint.
He bend you backwards, man. Listen. I will say this though, before I leave, real quick. Because Morgan, on my post, I said somebody said I like to argue, and I said I don't really like to argue, and I think this conversation is a perfect example of what I mean. An argument to me is emotional, I'm emotionally invested in it. Like, you're making me angry, like that to me is an argument. I like to debate. I like to have conversation. I am emotionally divorced from the conversation and the debate. Like, that's why I can be where I am right now, even though I was passionate about it like an hour ago. Right. Like, that's what I mean.
It's all love. We all just like comic books, love comic books.
Right. Ain't nobody making money off Black Panther. That's not true though. I made money off Black Panther.
Not yet.
No. When that movie dropped, I was at a Comic-Con
on the live stream because Disney got people everywhere. They be like, "You did what?"
No, exactly. No, when I say I made money off of it, I mean when the movie dropped, I did a Comic-Con like right after it.
No, that's what I'm saying. That too. Yeah. So
like
when you
they were starving. They were starving for Black Panther.
Stop. Because when you get to your show this weekend and somebody from Disney is standing there, like, so what were you saying? Top 5. You made what?
I'll be like, hey, listen, man, you can hire me. That's what I tell them.
That too.
I am glad that we had the discussion. I knew it would be a good one. I got to thank Big Bro Wally for coming through, and my other big bro Jay. You know what I'm saying? Y'all both coming through, man. And
yeah, man, it was fun.
Blessing the spot. Like I said, I respect. You know what I'm saying? I have even more respect for it now. I have even more respect for it now because at least you didn't go see that Thor trash.
Yeah,
You know
never
what I'm
gonna see
saying?
that.
Like
his whole thing switched up from the beginning of the show, man.
No, my point is
that's a good debate, man. That's an understanding.
Yeah. I did not have full understanding before the conversation.
His whole joint
my
switched
stance
up.
has
That's
not
stupid.
changed, though.
That's bull crap.
I don't remember the stupid thing. I apologize.
Everybody heard you. We can rewind when it's over.
I might have to go back and rewind it because I'm like, dang, bro.
Morgan was the Hulk. That nigga started out with that stupid. Stupid.
Yeah, you did. You were sitting in the background brewing. You were stewing. You was waiting.
Bro, I thought I didn't even have my mic on for like a long time because y'all was
once
talking.
your turned on, you said,
"Yeah." As soon as you came out, you just went in.
I said,
and then you turn around like, "Why you getting it?" And Rich is like, "Yeah, nigga, you call it stupid."
Walk up in the ring and shake hands right quick. And Morgan just stole off on stupid. Like,
listen,
like, damn, bro.
Bro. I do feel passionately. I feel passionately.
Y'all have a good night.
I love my people. You know what I'm saying? I feel passionately for this because I love my people, and I just want to see us all do well. And this is the opportunity for us to all be able to celebrate a part of the culture, celebrate pushing the culture forward, celebrate a loss that we took within the culture. And you know what I'm saying? To me, I see Black Panther as another accomplishment, another phenomenon, another time that we as Black people, especially as comic book fans, and comic movie fans, this is a huge. This is not a movie. This is an event. It's a movement. It's a phenomenon, just the same as it was the first time. Even more so, in my opinion, than the first time, because we get to, we get to celebrate and mourn at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's view of a funeral or homegoing is not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's a celebration and it's a grieving process at the same time. But it's also pushing the universe forward. It's all, I know Ryan's going to have a message for the culture to feed, to feed those who are paying attention to the message that he's trying to put out there. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm very much so looking forward to it, just like I was the first time. I'm literally getting 3 different dashikis, like from 3 different countries, 3 different joints for 3 different nights. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see that joint with Big Bro in Charlotte or wherever the theater is going to be rented out at. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? I'm going down there for that. I'm very much so looking forward to this. You know what I'm saying? But I want to make it clear. I do understand the other side. I understand those who are that big of T'Challa fans and they just like, I'm off that. I can't spend my money on it. I get it. I cast my eye a little bit sideways. The niggas I cast my eyes at all the way sideways, like I'm looking you eye to eyeball because you on some ruckus. It's like you done seen every other Marvel movie, but now, you know what I'm saying? Like T'Challa ain't in it, I can't go see it, man. Shut your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, though, that's who I'm talking to. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole different beast. But my man's Jay ain't even on that. You know what I'm saying? So, we good. And like I said, I know we'll come back to this conversation. I appreciate y'all coming through. I have no idea what we're gonna do for a topic next week yet. But I'm sure it will be good. And hopefully we have everybody. If you're not on the show, in the comments, watching and enjoying. We appreciate y'all as always. We can get up out of here. Dang, bro, we done been on for.
Oh yeah, we've been on for a minute.
3.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully people enjoy the show.
Go to Arby's and make a deal. I mean, get
I'm about to go to Boston Market. I don't even know if they open now. I think we used to have a Boston Market close to me, but I think that joint closed because they got to be doing drug deals there. There's no way.
Boston Market is definitely number one.
That's crazy.
Boston Market is number one.
There's a couple of them here that seem to do pretty good. So I guess it's a regional thing with some restaurants.
Come on, man. You can forget Thanksgiving dinner. You can go to Boston Market, get yourself some mashed potatoes, some turkey.
Hey, listen.
Thanksgiving dinner be right.
I do love turkey now. Don't get it twisted. But that's my aunt's smoked turkey. Like she be smashing them joints. But anyway, I do need to go eat something for sure.
Indeed.
I'm about to eat something. I'm gonna call and check on little man.
It's funny. I just had some Chipotle today.
See, and it was banging too.
It was all right.
Come on, bro.
On that note, my brothers, I'm gonna say peace to
y'all. We appreciate y'all, man. I'll see y'all next week. We'll announce the topic.
Later, guys. It was fun.
I'm gonna aim for Thursday to announce the topic, but we appreciate y'all coming through, man. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
Peace.